and
Yep.
I didn't see anybody's comments.
Oh no.
I didn't see anyone's comments the whole feed. So I'm like talking. I'm like, "Yo, what's up? Anybody there? Can you guys fucking hear me? Ask me some questions." Like normally, I'll get questions and people be saying what's up, and literally 45 minutes of me staring at the fucking screen, nothing. Oh, this is dope. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's just not cool.
But no, it wasn't at all. So
yeah.
What happens when you
normally I don't like to do Sundays and do all my interviews on Sundays. Saturdays is kind of like my cutoff, but
it's the Lord's Day.
Usually I just like take it off, whatever, like that. But because you've been working like a maniac, and I've been working like a maniac, and yesterday is actually, I haven't seen like my friends in so long, and so finally we all kind of got together and did like a little barbecue inside. Nice. It was raining so bad here in Calgary. I don't know what it was in BC, but it was
been fucking raining here too. It's been shit.
Yeah, it was horrible. So anyway, where I'm like, before it was time to leave my house, I was like, you guys know it's pouring rain out, right? And we're still doing those barbecue, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll just be eating inside. But anyway, I was the one that barbecued everything.
Yeah.
So I was in the rain, barbecuing everything.
Hey, sometimes you gotta compromise, right?
Right. It was so fun. Everyone kind of brought like their own little dish and things like that. So it was like a potluck barbecue thing.
Nice. Right on. Yeah.
Because I haven't seen them in so long. And then this afternoon I had another little friend get together as well. So it was like another barbecue. But type of a deal. But actually we ended up just having like this chili kind of dish and
right
on. So it was good. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's been rainy there too, I suppose. I think that's like all over Canada. Summer's like it was nice in April and March and shit, but it's like normally here it's plus 30 and we're at the beach and it's fucking raining and thunderstorms for like
so. It's just your way of not having to go to the beach.
Bullshit. Right? Can't go out, can't go to the beach, can't do fuck all, can't perform, can't do nothing.
You'll be good though. You'll be good.
Yeah, I'm just complaining over nothing.
All right, complaining for nothing. Yeah. You're allowed to complain sometimes for nothing. It's just kind of you have to vent sometimes. It's okay.
Well, that's it. But fucking life's good, man. It could be a lot worse. There's a lot of people in like a lot shittier positions than I am. I'll tell you that, right?
Holy, well, exactly. That's how you have to look at it. Like,
I drive by the bank and shit every day. And there's like homeless people on the corner, like during this COVID shit. I don't know. I always try to help them out as much as I can. Like I keep a thing of water in my trunk. So Okanagan, it gets like, plus 40 in the fucking summer, and they're out there with their fucking hat melting to the fucking ground. It's like, so yeah, I always try to throw them some water and whatever change I got. But it's like, I think of that, right? It's like things could be a lot fucking worse, man. Yo, what up, hey?
Yeah. And it's true. I actually interviewed with my other segment, Connected with Cari, a few weeks ago. I interviewed Chaz Smith. He's with YYCB The Change. So he does, he works with the homeless here in Calgary. Nice. And he was just saying, like, there's people on the streets and they don't want to go to a shelter because of COVID.
Yeah, fucking brutal.
In a situation, so they're stuck on the streets and they're like, well, what do you do?
That's a rough situation. See, that's one thing, like, I'm not gonna go as far as saying like I'm cold-hearted. Let's not say that. But but they're like, I don't know, whatever. Let's just put it this way. That's one thing that has always been a touchy. Like, it hits my feelers, right? Like, not so much of as a I guess an empath per se. But when it comes to like the homeless and like, I've been there, man. I've fucking slept on roads. I've slept in cars. I've had nowhere to go. Like when I first moved to Calgary, I've been in those situations. So that's one thing that really hits me. And like, I try to do what I can to help out, even if it's just like, hey, here's water and like a couple bucks that makes their day. That's it's what I can. It's not a fucking world changing shit, but if it helps their day, make the day a little bit better. I feel pretty strongly about trying to help out any way I can, right? Because you know, at the end of the day, it's like I come back to a condo, I drive a car, and like I might got a fridge full of food. Like, I mean, these guys got fuck all, man. So yeah, that's one thing that that close to home for me. So
Yeah, it's true. Those are life-changing situations that you can be in when you hit rock bottom.
yeah,
And
it's fucking hell.
yeah, and then you're like, oh, then you become much more grateful for every single thing that does come up in your life, and
100%.
and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's cool to be able to go from nothing and then be able to build yourself up, and kind of like, you know, your roots, you know where you came from, and then you can be like, yeah, then you have more of a heart to those that have been in that situation. You're like, you know, yeah, like, this is a tough situation. You start at the bottom, then you want to be able to help out just a little bit more. And I think now when you go through that situation, you start having all of those types of resources to be able to go back to them and say, hey, like, you could try this, or you could do this, or even know somebody that you could be like, hey, I know someone who's hiring, and maybe you would work for that. So you become more into this type of a power that you can go and help someone in that situation.
It's funny you say that, because so when I was homeless, per se, like I was young. I was like in my early adult stages, and I lived. It was when I first moved to Calgary, from BC, and I ended up like, I've been cooking for years, and I ended up becoming a kitchen manager at a restaurant, and I was probably 19 at the time, or something like that, maybe 20. And I actually hired a homeless guy, and like, this dude, I'm talking like full, like, he had like, you know, like the gloves with no fucking fingertips, and wore like the big jacket, and like full on like the big greasy hair, big greasy hair.
Like, if you were actually to go and be that character on a stage, that's what.
Yes, straight up, I like hired this guy as a dishwasher, someone to help him out.
It's not stereotypical, but
yeah, no, that's it. But I mean, it didn't end up working out. But my general manager at the time was kind of like, Joel, really? Like, what the fuck? Like, not judging him, but like he had, like, you know, he clearly didn't have access to a bath or shower, and like, you know, it was a tough gig, and you know, he showed up late, and probably drunk a bunch of times, but I wanted to give the dude a shot, right? I was just like, I just kept talking to him, like, in passing, you know, on my way to work a bunch of times, and I'm like, yo, you need a job, man? He was like, yeah, sure. And so I tried to help him out. Ultimately, it didn't end up working out, but you know, it is what it is. You do what you can, right? And I always say
that's totally it. I find, like, if you have something kind of given to you, some type of a power to do this or whatever, like that, whatever comes to your life, you kind of pass it on to however you can help somebody else or whatever. Like, for me, you know, I was lucky enough to be able to start this up, and then be able to kind of help people out doing this, that, or the next. And now, like, I've only been doing this since technically January. I officially launched. And but last year I was at another radio station, and I was planning last year to do this fundraiser for my friend's rescue. So now that, you know, I left the other station, I got all this off the ground, and then now over the past couple months, I was like, yeah, I want to be able to do this fundraiser for the rescue. And so that's happening on Wednesday. So
that's super dope.
I'm so excited. So it's like, I know I have all these connections. I now have the ability to be able to make it bigger than just like what it would have been last year. So it's super cool. You pay it forward, right?
That's it. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I always say, like, you know, if I'm to help somebody out, or you know, give them some money or water, whatever the fuck it may be, I always say, like, I wish I could do more. Like, that's the last thing I say to them, because ultimately I do. Like, if I had fucking, you know, if I was a rich dude, I'd throw him a fucking G, or you know, help him out in some other way, like get them into some, you know, an apartment where they had a place of their own, or, you know, I don't know. Again, it's just something that I do ultimately have a soft spot for. So, and there's not again, too many things in my life that I know that make me feel that way, and poverty is definitely one of them. So
Yeah,
yeah,
especially when you've been there.
that's
Yeah,
just right. I mean, and like we didn't grow up like super poor or anything. Like, you know, my mom worked fucking 3 jobs. You know, it's not like we were rich, you know, or anything like that. But you know, we had to work for all we had. But she always made sure we had what we needed because she grinded it out, right? Like,
yeah,
so I got a lot of my work ethic from her, and of course my dad. He's the same way, hardworking man who works hard for everything they had. So I mean, you know, when you come from humbler beginnings, you appreciate shit more. It's just I think it's important moral that's not instilled in a lot of like the younger generation. I feel it's like they all think that. I mean, I don't have fucking kids, so maybe I'm just talking bullshit. But from what I see, it's like these kids all think that they just deserve iPads and iPhones and the next fucking shit. And like, you
yeah,
know, like if I wanted something, especially when I was like living with my dad, like because I moved back and forth from my dad and my mom when I was younger. But if
yeah,
I were like if I wanted some shit, man, I was mowing the lawn. Like I had to work my fucking ass off to get $20 or whatever the fuck, right? To
yeah,
do. So, you know, I
yeah.
mean,
I think I think it's also good, like, yeah, instill in your kids like work hard to get something, but
yeah,
also like when you see them, you know, putting their hard work in to be able to save up, it's also okay to be like, okay, well, you save up half, and you know, I'll pay the other half.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
it's still
yeah.
something an
That's
incentive to get
that's
that. Yeah,
for sure. It's just the thing where like I don't know, man. I'm from the fucking Okanagan too, right? And so you see a lot. Like don't like there's parts of the Okanagan that's like my hometown, Vernon. There's a lot of poverty stricken people, a lot of mental health issues, it's a fucked up place these days. But you also see the rich, like you see the two extremes, right? So you see like the really poor, and then you see like the fucking rich, and you clearly can identify the difference. And it's like, you know,
yeah,
the kids like you go to school and they show up in like 16 years old, they'd show up in like these new Lexuses that their parents bought them and shit. Like it's
yeah,
like, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna hate. I mean, I didn't have a fucking car.
yeah.
I'm like I didn't get yeah, right. So like, and I'm sure they didn't do fuck all to get that shit, other than just be born into a family that has money. I mean, again, I sound like I'm hating, but I just think that it's important you instill like
Yeah.
instill.
But we don't know. They may be born that way and they may get these things in their life or whatever like that. But then as they get older and say they move out of their parents' house,
Yeah,
then you know
that's
that kind of stuff may not be given to them anymore, and then they have to go out and work and then accumulate their own stuff. So
what I'm
who knows?
saying.
So it's like, you know, enjoy it, I guess, a little bit, but at the same time, even though maybe you're giving that stuff to your kids, whatever, they still need to know the value of the dollar. And
That's my point. That's my point.
yeah,
Is instilling that, you know, things aren't just handed. You got to work for what you have, and so that they know the value of a dollar, and so yeah, when they grow up, they can appreciate that and pass that shit on, right? So
absolutely. And I can also say that about music too. Um, you know, when you're putting music together, it's not as easy as what people think.
no,
Um,
it's
you know,
not.
I know years ago I just thought, oh, a song is just someone that, you know, maybe it's a piece of paper like song lyrics and you just sing it off and you're maybe recording it in a studio and you know, then all of a sudden it's on the radio. And then I even thought collaborations were just like, oh, two people in the studio singing together and then it's on the radio. No,
Yeah, it's generally not how it works.
not at all.
I mean, sometimes people will get together and
Yeah.
collab in the same studio, but generally, like I think that's the coolest way to do it because you
Like
get
off of each other, right? And
yeah,
you can,
yeah, that's right. You get to get in that creative space where I think the best music is made, but it doesn't have to be that way. And generally, it's really not these days. A lot of times, collaborations are just like, "Yo, here's the beat, here's the concept. I'll send you the fucking stands, and
yeah,
it comes together, right?" So, you
exactly.
know, I have a lot of collaborations with artists, and I've never even met them. Like, you know,
Yeah.
so people
And
that
that's always so surprising to me when I like I've I've been on like Facebook for like, I don't know, 7 years. And my first people that were kind of on there were artists and stuff like that. And then it's just been over the past couple of years that I've actually, really met them and,
Yeah.
kind of been through the whole process of how music's been made and all the kind of stuff. And then I was like, then they're like, yeah, no, this person lives on the other side of the world and I've never met them. I'm like, really? Like, never? So it's really like a weird thing, but then you learn and you're like, oh, okay. So it's kind of neat. Like, and I love like, even though like our world is super big, it's actually small too.
In some senses, yeah, for sure. Especially like communities like like the hip hop community or like certain genres of either music or whatever. Yeah, it's big, but like you said, at the same time, it's small. Everybody seems to know somebody who knows somebody, and then it just comes full circle, So
yeah, oh yeah. Well, before we kind of really actually dig into the interview, I should introduce you. Because I haven't even done it yet. This is Mr. Wisdom, everyone. Welcome.
What up, motherfuckers? Thanks for tuning in.
So legit, I think it's been like 2 months since I've been trying to get you on here. Like a
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's been a minute. Didn't end up working out. You were busy. I was busy. Yeah.
You want to do this day? No, I can't. Do you want to do it this day? No, I can't. It's like planning a friggin' meet.
I know. But I'm glad we're here. And it's fucking dope. I'm stoked.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm glad that I remembered it was 7 fucking your time, because that almost slipped my mind. I was like, oh, okay, I'll do this for a little bit, and then I'm like,
by the way, it's this time. Well, when I kind of first started doing all this, I just post 7 p.m. and then I didn't even think to put like Mountain Standard Time.
Zoom, right?
Then my friends are like, you should post what
yeah,
whatever. I'm like,
yeah, for sure.
It kind of makes sense, what zone we're in, so that artists know.
Yeah.
But even so, I've been actually trying to make sure that I do double check with the artist and be like, okay, well, where are you located?
Yeah, that's pretty important. Well, even like the fucking flyer that you had made up, I posted it and I put 7 p.m. and then just until today I realized, I'm like, oh yeah. But then I noticed on it you had put MST, so I'm like, oh, we're good. Hopefully these motherfuckers read it.
No, you're like messaging me. You're like, did I miss? I'm like, no. I don't even know how you could have missed it when you're behind me for time anyway.
Who's calling me, man?
This doesn't even make sense. Like, crazy. You tell your friends you're live right now.
It's not a homeboy.
You just let them know what's going on. You're like, I booked this time.
I'm actually gonna turn my fucking phone off right now.
I worked so hard to get here. Don't bug me. It's cool. Yeah. And this is the thing about live. It's very hard to control every single situation that happens on a live. But I've always been trying to like more or less trying to like tell artists to like make sure they plug in their phones and stuff, because I've had people's phones die on me and I'm like, well, that's the end of that.
Yeah, that's like we were talking about earlier, like my live feed dying, like just because I was on Wi-Fi, because I'm using my iPad, right? So my Wi-Fi dies and I'm haven't even, so basically one of my very best friends, who I considered a brother, passed away in 2017. We grew up kind of making music together. Fucking phone. Sorry. I gotta skip
Focus here.
Yeah.
Focus, man.
So, anyways, we put out a 3 anniversary album for him that released. Geez, what was the release date now? A month ago now, and so I made 100 copies. There was only 100 copies available. Yeah. We sold all those right before the actual date. We pre-sold them all, and then his sister gave me all of his merch. Like, he had shirts. So the night before he died, he was opening the show in Vernon with Madchild, and so before he went out to his after party, he left all of his merch at his sister's house. So,
Okay.
and like they're like family to me. So like she seen that I was doing the anniversary album. Um, with all the money raised went to his kids. He has two sons. So yeah, so that was cool to do that. But so with the shirts, I've been doing a live draw every weekend and giving
Yeah.
two shirts away every like Saturday and Sunday to all the people that purchased an album. So 2 days ago or on Saturday there, my live feed dropped. I was like half an hour into bullshitting or whatever, and my
Yeah.
live feed dropped before I ended up doing the fucking draws. So today I drew like double the amount to make up for it. But yeah, it's like you said, it's like shit happens and
Yeah.
fucked everything up.
It's true, and it's very hard to like control that situation. You know what? It's just like I tell other artists, like if you're performing and something happens, I mean, it just that's what it is. So my friend Sean, he's asking what his name is that passed away.
Telematic. I know Sean.
Sean's our mutual friend. Aw.
We met. Me and Sean met at a show back in I don't remember what year with Loyalty Obi Trice show. He was there. I don't remember what year that was.
Yeah.
It was
I was reading your bio and I was like, cool. Sean, do you remember what year it was?
I'm looking. I got the bill up here.
2017, I bet.
No, it was fucking earlier than that. It doesn't say the date. Of course, it doesn't say the date. I don't know. I'm sure Sean would know. Sean would remember better than me. I was coked out of my mind.
Yeah. Well, I didn't need to know that. I mean, I guess it is an interview, but you know, there's some things you don't have to tell everyone.
Yeah, I'm all good with it. Like I'm battling a lot of my demons.
I know, and that's the thing. Like we had a he says it was about 4 years ago, 2016.
4 years? No. Oh yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, I was on methadone. I had like a so yeah. We can get into that later, but I've been battling with fucking addiction my whole life. So, but I've been 6 years. Other than that, fucking slip up, sober or off opiates for the last 6 years now, and I quit drinking and doing blow almost 10 years ago. So yeah, I mean, hey, we all got our demons, and as an artist, it's like it's just that just seems to be the narrative for a lot of us. So music's my biggest outlet now. It's like, you know, I pour all my pain, everything into my music. It's the only thing. Like I truly feel it saved my life multiple times. So
yeah, I have to like because you've been through this situation of drugs and everything like that. What is it with artists and wanting to do drugs and things like that? Because I think like this is one of the actual I'm going to get into this, but it's an actual stereotype that when people think of hip hop, they automatically think, oh, they all do drugs and they all drink and this and that. And it's like, no, I actually know a few of them that don't.
You just said a few though, so it's like.
But well, I don't know tons and tons. Like I know more now, but years ago I didn't, and I don't. You know.
I don't know. I just think that's like it's for one, it's the scene, right? The scene it's a party scene. So like if you're already like a partier, and you're now engulfed in that scene, you're more likely to fucking just go fucking nuts, right? And that's how it was for me. I like every show. I don't even know how the fuck I got through half those shows. Like, it's ridiculous, right? Now it's like for me now because after all the years of doing it. Back then it was more like having fun and fucking. But now it's a job. It's a profession. I'm out there representing my brand. Therefore, when I get out there, I'm fucking, you know what I mean? I'm focused. There's nothing in my system that's gonna fuck up my performance. Like, you know, you gotta look at it. I guess you just, as an artist, I think you go through those stages where it's like, at first it's fun and you know, you drink and you party. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone because there's still some artists out there who are fucking savages. What happened to Tasha? Who are savages who go to shows and they get fucking lit up and they rip up their performances. I mean, and you know, I did too. It's not like I ever had any fucking issues where I was like so hammered I fell off a stage or like did
Yeah.
ridiculous shit. But I know that being sober, my performances are gonna be way better when I'm focused and I'm fucking dialed in, right? Like that's just it's just fact. So I mean, as far as answering why so many artists are, I guess, engulfed in addiction, it's a tough one, man. I don't know. I can't fully answer that, but I know for me, I'm a fucked up individual. So I've used drugs to cope with a lot of problems, from pain to just hating myself to you name it. I used drugs to as a coping mechanism most of my life. So it's taken me a long time to be the person that I am today. Where like that's I don't even fucking think about that shit. It's like,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't, I don't
congratulations.
want that life. I know where that fucking life goes. And I've seen literally 50 people I know die from overdoses in the last like 3 or 4 years. And like some of them are best fucking friends I've known for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like Killimatic was one of my very best friends. I've known him for 20 years. Sitting at his fucking funeral next to his 8-year-old boy who I watched grow up. You know how fucking heartbreaking that is? It's fucking like I can't even put it into words. And then another one of my best friends a few years before that, then me and in the midst of all this, I'm trying to get off of opiates. Like I'm on methadone. I'm trying to fucking clean up my life after a 5-year opiate addiction. Had to go to one of my other best friends who was my mentor in my trade that I'm in. I had to go to his funeral and help set it up, and it was a fucking open casket. Like I'll tell you right now, man, that's some shit you don't want to see. Like that shit haunts me. I don't ever like want to picture my friend laying dead cold in the casket. That's fucking terrifying. So I mean, a lot of those things help me get through it. Just like you know,
reality. Sure it is.
that's just it, right? Like that could easily be me right there. Like,
Yeah, for sure. Well, the thing is like you are doing something about it and you're progressing forward, which is good. So congratulations for that. Um, it's hard to get out of those situations, you know, any addiction, doesn't matter what it is.
oh yeah, for sure.
It's good to move forward and do that. But so when you were homeless, were you as doing drugs then too, or no?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah. So was that maybe the start of it, do you think?
No, the start of it was
Like before that?
crime. I actually had to flee British Columbia because I had
You don't have to say, but
well, it's all good now. Statute of limitations, motherfuckers. So I had to flee British Columbia when I was 17 because I had a BC wide warrant, and my face was in the paper. So I
yeah.
left. I left British Columbia and went to fucking Calgary, a city I'd never been to before.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this person, but you know.
That's my wife. What up?
Like I don't know if you know her, but hey.
So yeah, I had to.
This morning, I love it.
Yeah. So I had to go to Calgary, and that was kind of how it started. Apparently I had a place to stay when I went out there and shit with a few buddies who were from my hometown. But when I got out there, the story was not what I got. So yeah, it's not like I was homeless for like a year or anything. It was like, you know, a week, 2 here, and then like I'd have a place to stay for a week. I'd hook up with some fucking random and stay there for a few days, and then you know it was a span of like 6 months where I was like you know I didn't know where I was gonna sleep, didn't know where my next meal was coming from. But I mean, so it is what it is, right? But
yeah,
humble beginnings, and it makes, like I said, man, makes you appreciate shit more. It makes you really think like I don't want to fucking ever be in that place again.
So rough beginnings. How did you get into doing music then?
I've always really like, even before I moved to Calgary, me and a couple dudes were rapping. I started rapping when I was about 14. I think my first song I ever recorded, I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
And then I went to Calgary, and I got into the battle rap scene there. I don't know you know, like, do you know like 100% legit? Those dudes like Mike and shit from 100% legit. I don't know if they. I don't know if that place is still around. It was
No.
on 17th Ave. It was a hip hop store right on 17th Ave in Calgary, and a dude named Mike ran it, and he put him and Chain Reaction put on a couple battles, and I got involved with those, and I had a few battles with 100% legit, and then a few at the Shamrock. I was like 19 probably, so that was when I first like really, you know, started performing and taking it, you know.
Sean just threw in a little comment there, but
What do you say?
he was talking about your friend.
Oh, I know my friend Erica went missing February last year. Her body was found in September. She died of OD. Was left for dead in the back of a van. Yeah, it's fucking terrible, bro. Like I can't tell you, man. Like I was just telling Cari earlier, like literally 50 fucking people I know from my hometown are dead, man. People I grew up with, like all through high school. I left Vernon for that reason. This is just from one. Most of them are just from Vernon. Like, it's fucking outrageous, man. Like in the last bunch of years, it's been good. Last couple of years, like I lost a few here and there, but there was a span of like 2 or 3 years where like I would get a call every fucking week. Sometimes twice a week, and it was just terrible.
I couldn't do that. There's no way.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, like as fucked up as this is to say, after a while you just become numb to it.
Of course.
Like I do. I like.
Well, especially if you kind of know the person and you know that they've been doing it for a while, it's like, oh well, this is going to be expected almost, right? Which is
you never want that.
To say, but if you know their bad habits and you know, like, okay, well, they're doing drugs and they're doing it more and more and more, then you see a pattern and you're like, well, either you can try and help them or they don't want to help, and then that's it, right? Like,
at the end of the day, it's like, people aren't gonna do fucking shit that people tell them. Like, no one's gonna change an addiction because of any other reason. And I'll tell you this from fucking personal experience, because I've ruined. I went through two very major relationships in my life, which worked out for the best for me. But because of drugs and because of my addictions, and like you know, I'm talking like 5-year relationships, like engaged, the whole shit, and you know, that would make me quit. Nothing would make me quit. Not a fucking thing. Not in and out of jail. Not a fucking thing would make me quit. The only thing that would make anybody ever get off that shit is the belief in yourself to want that enough to do it. That's the only way you're gonna do it. You're never gonna get pushed into it. You're never gonna get ultimatumed. Like it's either fucking me and the kids, or like I don't have kids. I'm just a hyper.
I know exactly what you mean.
You're the kid, fucking your drugs. Well, guess what? Guess what, lady or husband?
Whatever. Yeah.
Husband's gonna choose drugs every motherfucking time. Every time.
Yeah.
So that's just fact. That shit, you become your addiction. You become that drug. When you're addicted, you don't give a fucking shit about anything else.
Yeah, it's true. I've become very addicted to doing interviews, and I'm very addicted to music.
Yeah.
I can't stop now. I'm just like,
right? There's healthy addictions too. That's good. You gotta quit now.
It's like so funny because anytime we have like group chats or whatever going on or things like that, people are like introducing each other. I'm like, hi, I'm Cari. I'm addicted to music and interviews.
Yeah, that's dope. I like it. That's good. That's good.
True. like everyone knows me, like probably like 98% of the time I'm listening to music. So.
Yeah, I hear you. Me too. Or
I get my downtime and I'm like, I just need quiet and just to think or whatever.
Quiet. Quiet's my fucking enemy.
Yeah. That's it's great, but it's
I don't like quiet at all. I have to have something in the background. Have to.
Right? So, yeah, sometimes it's just nice to have like a bit of background noise. Okay, so Sean, going back into our actual interview. Well, I mean, this is the whole thing. It's actually good.
Shout out to Chain Reaction.
Right. What up? The thing though is what I love about doing my interviews is that these are not just everyday, ordinary interviews. Like you can go to any other radio station, you can go to like news channels, things like that. They're going to ask you scripted questions. And, you know, when I first started, I was very like, I would write down all my questions. And even when I was at the other radio station, I had very scripted questions. And I
Yeah,
was like, no, this isn't the way you're going to learn about somebody. Like you need to dig in deep and learn about them
I,
personally.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree. Because you're not
being
going to.
personal is going to reach out and be like, why did you start your music? What's your journey? Because it's not just like, oh, well, I was in high school and I was in band and I like music and that's it. No, like,
Yeah, I have to dig deeper. And it's like, I just think like the more I've learned, like, so for me, like before doing these kilematic, sorry, my tank top's pissing me off. Before doing these
it's like,
kilematic,
you know, I don't know.
merch,
I have to get comfy too sometimes. I'm just like,
what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. So before doing the merch draws, I'd never been live. Like, so,
yeah,
the thing is about me, I'm like, um, I don't know. I like to explain I like to identify myself this way. I'm an extroverted introvert. Like I'm a very loud, obnoxious. Some would say. I'm like I'll be the loudest, most outgoing person in the room. But the thing is, I don't want to be in the room. So,
ah,
so most of the time, like
okay,
don't get me wrong, I have an obligation to my fans. I have an obligation to be at shows. I have like things that, work, for instance, like stuff like that. Um, so I have a loud voice. I'm a leader. That's just the way that I'm fucking bred. But
yeah,
I'm also a very reclusive person. So
yeah,
up until doing these kilematic draws, I've never been live before, ever, never done it. So
yeah.
it's for me, it's been a learning curve, and I've actually been like, whoa, like I kind of enjoy this. I don't know if it's just my egotistical fucking uh,
No, um,
ego, or I just enjoy the interaction with my core fans, or what it is. But I have actually grown to really like it, and after these draws are done, I think I'm gonna continue to do it.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
cool.
I don't
I
what the
actually,
fuck did that question come from? What were we talking about before that?
oh,
Oh,
well, we'll get there in a second. I was just gonna say on that note that yeah, it's always funny because the all pretty much almost every person I've interviewed since the beginning of COVID, of course, has been online. They're like, I've never been online before, and I have to give like this whole streaming 101 on how to get on live and all this thing, you know, all these things. So everyone's like, oh, you know, I appreciate you're like my first live, and I'm like, oh. So I get everyone out of like their virginity of like,
well, this is my first live on Facebook with somebody else. Like,
yeah,
I've done interviews before, but not on Facebook Live. So
yeah. This is well, what it is this is actually called StreamYard, and it's actually not. It's like on a whole different platform, but you connect to Facebook. You can connect to YouTube. You can connect to all the other streaming things you have to. So it's
that,
kind of like, so you know when you're like have your phone and you're
yeah,
like, okay, there's Facebook, and then you click live.
okay.
No, that's not
Oh,
it. So
that's
I gave all my artists all that link that's to StreamYard, copy
okay.
paste, and then it pops up onto this feed that we're on now. So it's actually not even a Facebook thing at all.
What if you to do it, like for instance, like how you do a live, like how I'm doing live feeds now?
Yeah.
Can you do that just on your own too, or does it have
Yeah,
to
well,
be with,
if I decide like I was live on location Friday night with DJ Mars. So I was actually at his place and he's got his whole DJ system all set up in his
yeah,
basement and everything.
yeah,
So because I don't have to bring him into a stream like this, I just used my phone and went live and been like, okay, here we are, you know,
yeah.
whatever. I mean, you could do it that way, but you can't really do it when you have a guest like who's not in the same room as you.
So you don't want to do so. I guess my question is, if you're doing like a live feed, just me and like the people who are on my Facebook or whatever, am I better off to go live or better off to go this route?
No, you can just do it off your own feed.
Okay.
But see, like for me now, when I started doing this, I would just connect it to, I just had the regular StreamYard. It was just like the free package, basically. So it was like you're only connected to one thing. So I was like, okay, well, I'll start doing all my lives, and I wanted to go off of my Underground Radio C page, so I got more traffic to the page because I wanted everyone to be like, okay, this is Cari, this is her shows, her interviews, this is what she's doing. And then now, because I have like the premium package with StreamYard, I can choose more locations to where I want to stream it to. So instead of just Underground Radio C and then sharing it to my personal page, I am connected to both of them now. So I do it live on both feeds because then they get it live right away with us instead of like, oh, okay, Cari's done her interview, now she's going to share it here. But I still have to, like, I take clips of this, I screen record it, and then I use it on Instagram for all my little clips and things like that. And it's a lot of work, and I'm still trying to like master that, but it's like probably one of the most harder things involved in what I'm doing, but it's so worth it. And it's just like, you know, it's good, right? Yeah.
No, legit. That's awesome. Okay. Hey, my man.
Right? Hey. So we were talking about, I don't have a burn-in shirt.
You get one.
Joel was supposed to send me a hoodie, but
yeah, I'm sending you your hoodie soon. Don't worry. I haven't got it made yet, but I'm on it. I've been getting crazy amount of merch orders lately from my supporters as well as Kilmatic supporters. So it's been fucking nuts. I'm stoked. No, I got you, girl. Don't worry. I got you. So you want a pink one though, right?
Absolutely. Pink is my branding color, and I love pink. Okay. And pink looks good on me. So
yeah. All right.
Cool thing. So speaking of colors, so I was looking at your walls behind you, and it bugs me a little bit because I'm OCD. But you need to switch your signs. Your black one, your black Mr. Wisdom needs to go on your red wall, and your white one needs to go on your gray wall.
It's not a gray wall. It's goddamn black, woman.
Is it black?
Yes.
Black on black. So you can't do that. Okay. I mean, you can do it, but like visually,
okay,
you have to switch. Okay.
Right. Yeah, no, that you know what? That was actually honestly up there before I painted my walls, and then I just replaced it back there. But I didn't really think about that aspect. But if you see my house and this studio, I'm fucking OCD king. Believe me, I like everything organized, everything placed like symmetrical. I'm terrible. But it also makes me good at.
Sean's like laughing at me, but it's true. I have OCD, and I'm a very visual person, and it's like probably for the last 10 minutes I've been looking at that, going.
Well, I'm not going to change it now because that would just be unprofessional. But I'm going to change. I think I will change it now that I'm looking at it. I think you're right. The black on black might not be the best move. That was already just like I said. It was there before I painted. I just painted the studio probably 3 weeks ago now. So the black was already on that wall, so I just put it back up. Not really thinking about the black on black, but now that you see it.
And see, not just that, but because above the white one you have a black frame, it would also coincide with the whole.
Right, and I got then white computer behind, like the white and the white black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you, too. We'll be right after this fucking.
And you, once upon a time, I actually wanted to be an interior decorator.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I'm getting black and red checkered carpet put in here in the next month. I got those fucking set up, so
super cool.
I could show you.
I was gonna wear a red and black shirt because I knew your colors were red and black.
Yeah, that's my shit.
And I was like, well, I have to promote my brand too. So
yeah, no, for sure.
When your hoodie comes and we do another interview, then I can wear yours.
There we go. Hell yeah. And we're going to have to do another interview next. I got a lot of new shit on the horizons.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to share with everybody. So as of right now, it's like I'm just in like the creative process of going through everything. But since this COVID shit happened, so I'll give you a little background on me. I'm a journeyman scaffolder by trade. I've been scaffolding for 14 years. I work in oil and gas. I left work, a job I'd been at for 2.5 years, about 2.5 months ago now. And I decided, because generally my time's so limited with work and stuff. I just decided like fuck this negativity, fuck this COVID, fuck all this nonsense. I just came in here and I've been here every single day for 2.5 months writing, and I've got 5 albums on the go right now. One of which is almost completely done, writing stages. And so yeah, I'm about 50% done. 5 albums as far as the writing goes. So I've been just fucking working, right? Because like I couldn't record. Like I've got recording equipment and everything here, but I recorded a like top-notch studio where the engineer I work with, I've worked with him on my last 2 albums, and even before that. So he's a fucking genius, and I wouldn't want to work anywhere else.
And it's worth the wait, right? Like
that's it. So I just went in last week and recorded my first single with him since COVID's been over. So I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be over at his place every week, mashing shit out. So there's gonna be I have a lot of new content coming out. So I'm super fucking excited to unveil a lot of that, and a lot of the artists I'll be working with, some of the producers I'll be working with, tons of new videos. Like it's just I'm super pumped. I couldn't be happier. So, and like, to be honest, I know a lot of artists say this, but I truly feel this is my very best content, hands down, like by a landslide. So, yeah,
that's the thing with COVID though. Like you actually can stop and look at your music thoroughly and say, oh, this is my timeline. I'm at work all day. I can only record in the studio for 2 hours on this day and whatever on this day. And then you go back and you're like, oh, well, I could have totally changed this entire verse. I could have like, put somebody else on the hook. I could have whatever, this and that, you know. And but now it's like you can thoroughly check each song over and be like, oh, I'm totally pleased with this. And I'm
That's it. And that's the thing that I've been like I'm saying, like this is one of the reasons why I feel like this is my best content, for a bunch of reasons. For one, I've allowed myself to be more vulnerable, I feel, than I've ever been before, which I think is as an artist, I think it's a beautiful thing to turn pain into art, and just be fucking like downright honest with everything, and lay it on the table. And also like what you said, being able to fine tooth comb everything and be like just like and again, like going back to the OCD thing, like I'm fucking very particular with what I like. I'm very particular with what I put out. I'm very particular with how I write. Like everything has to be. I'm a perfectionist, and that's just the way I've been for a very long time. So yeah, being able to go back and just ensure and making little tune ups here, so you ensure, like, because I was talking about this on my live today. Like I'm trying to make fucking timeless music that holds up 10, 15, 10, 15 years down the road. I can hear those verses and I can hear those bars and be like, I wouldn't change a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the shit that I'm talking about. So
yeah, that's exactly what you want to do, and be able to like pass it on to generations, and just this is part of our heritage, and make it big. It's like even like music from when we were little, and you can still listen to it, and you're like, holy, like they're long gone, and yet you still listen to it, and you're like, it still impacts you, and it's like,
oh, like Tupac, for fuck's sakes, like Jesus fucking Christ, that All Eyes on Me fucking tape that they recorded and wrote in 2 weeks is probably my favorite album of all time. It's fucking outrageous. Yeah, it's outrageous. It's fucking outrageous. I love that album. It's Tupac's a fucking genius. I love that man.
Shout out to Tupac.
I love it. Rest in peace, Tupac.
Absolutely. Do you want to perform something for us?
Sure, whatever. Let's do this.
Okay. We didn't do it during sound check, but that's okay. We can.
No, I'm not. So I've seen some guys up on here like fucking doing new songs and all that. Nah, it ain't gonna happen.
What?
No, I can't do it, man. I don't. The thing is, this. It's like this.
What's the one you sent me?
What's that? I'll laugh some shit, but It's like this. Like for one, I don't want to put that shit out right now because for a bunch of reasons. I've got a bunch of songs that are on the go, and none of them are memorized. So I don't want to be staring at a fucking computer rapping to you because that's not performing. For one. For two, I don't want to leak any content that's not mixed and mastered. That like it's to me, it's just I don't want to do it. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I could give it this verse, I could give it this, but I thought about it. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Working on a custom Tupac action figure. I actually have a dope action figure.
You know, it's so funny. Every time I do a live and Sean is in here and we talk about whatever the conversation is, then Sean pipes in and he's like, "Oh, I'm making this and I'm making that." It's like we're on this whole wavelength of things.
Sean's a real one. Sean's a real one. Shout out to that dude, man. Yo, we met. We met. Is that the first time we met, Sean? I don't remember, bro, but I know I met you at that fucking show, bro. And I remember talking.
Well, he put something in the comments.
I got love for that dude. So shout out to Sean, man.
Yeah, but I was just trying to see if he put something in about your history together, but he didn't really. He was just saying how the shows were kind of hazy and stuff. Anyway.
I'm addicted to this guy.
So you don't want to perform a new one, which is, in all honesty, a very good answer.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Honorable answer. I can answer that. But yeah, so it's your decision of whatever song you would like to share with us, because do you have allergies?
No, I've got a broken nose from fighting that I never got fixed because I was a fucking stubborn prick. So
okay, after COVID, get it done.
I have to blow my nose 100 times a day, and I'm fully addicted to Gristan. Anybody with deviated septum, highly recommended. And if you do it too, it actually you get like a cocaine drug, which is all right too.
Or there's saline mist.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right.
I spent 10 years as a photographer in YYC hip hop scene. Awesome. Hey, Sean.
Oh, okay, that's where I fucking met you, bro. Yeah, you took the shots of like me and Magic and Loyalty and yeah.
I know. That's one thing I want to talk about still is you like opening up for those acts. Like that's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, too, it's like I've missed out on so many fucking shows because I've been at work. You have no idea. You've literally no idea how many shows that I could have been a part of that I wasn't. And I still have a pretty decent resume when it comes to big name artists that I've worked with and opened up for. But it could be literally triple that had I been around all the time. But it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, I'm grateful for all of it, for the journey, and there's going to be a lot more to come. It's like in the COVID thing, like share a little story with you too. Like right before it happened, I was actually so my favorite artists right now, as it stands, my two favorite artists right now that are like that, not of all time, but that I'm fucking with right now and have been for many years are Joyner Lucas and Ritz. I was supposed to open up for Ritz May 11th. And I've been fucking with Ritz since White Jesus, which is his first Before Strange album. And like the guy is, he's an amazing lyricist. I love his music, and I was looking so forward to sharing the stage with that dude and chopping it up with him. And then COVID hit. So yeah, it was a fucking.
It ripped all our dreams apart, man. But it's replaced it with a lot of hard work and dedication to pushing your careers even forward more.
Yeah. So you got to take the good with the bad, right? So.
Yeah.
So.
Magic is gone now. Decided not to make new music, and Will Hayes called him out for dropping N-bombs. Oh.
Oh shit. When you said gone, I thought, I'm like, oh, my fucking heart sank. I thought you meant gone. Okay. Magic in a minute.
Yeah, I got Will Hayes. Well, we're friends on Facebook, but also I've got him on Instagram. And I remember just scrolling through Instagram, and then I saw something about it, and I was like, I don't know, and I just kept on going, and I was like, whatever. But okay, I think he posted that probably maybe a day or two ago.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Okay, well,
it's kind of like this this Chris D'Elia thing. I don't know if you follow any comics, but
No.
I'm really big into comedy, and so for me, I used to watch the news every morning, right?
Yeah.
Check out what's going on in the world. But for the last year, I said, "Fuck this negativity. I will not watch the news. I don't. The world could be literally on fire. I have no fucking idea."
Yeah.
So what I do in the morning is I wake up in the morning and I go to my TV and I make my coffee and I watch T-Fat K. I watch Joe Rogan. I watch Bad Friends. I watch Joey Diaz. I watch all these comics because they're funny. They talk about cool shit. A lot of them are inspiring. Martial arts has also been a huge part of my life. So a lot of these guys are, a few of them are ex-fighters. So I watch that, and just this. I don't know. I don't know if you know much about that.
Feeding your mind into your body and things like that.
Yeah, I'm feeding myself with laughter in the morning. That's how I wake up laughing. Like I like that energy. That's what I like to bring to my world before I come in the studio and make music. I've got like a good positive vibe going. But as I was saying, yeah, like another comic I really fuck with is Chris D'Elia. And about a week ago, something came up about him. I don't know. I can't really comment on it, but it's some fucked up stuff, and just basically all his friends. It was just like these guys are all friends with him, very close friends, and there's some accusations, and their comments were just like, I don't know what to say, and that's kind of how I guess coming back to that, I don't know what to say.
I know I'm very much against watching the news.
Yeah, it's negative poison, man.
It's I don't know. I don't watch it like ever. And even like when COVID first started and things like that, and it was just all over Facebook, I legit only went on and posted anything that I had to do with my interviews and things like that. Kind of checked up on my friends or whatever, and then I got off. I spent minimal time on social media at the very beginning. I just pop in and see what might be new or this or that. But then after, I was like, I can't, like, everyone went into this whole negative mode and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm extrovert as well. And I'm also like PTSD, things like that. I went through, I think we talked about this through Messenger, through my past and everything like that. And I was like, I can't, luckily I'm an essential worker and I was able to get out and go work and things like that and not have to deal with a lot of the depression that could have hit me very hard through the situation. So for me, if I'm even feeling that type of a mode and then on top of it have to watch or look or read bad news on top of that, it's a lot. And it's just like, it's like, you have that drug addiction and it's just like if something negative is coming onto you and things like that, then you're just like, it's too much.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, I wake up and I'm just like, I say a few prayers or whatever for the day, and then I throw on music, and it's just almost music the entire day. I barely you can ask any of my friends, and I barely even watch. Like all I have is a Google Chromecast, and I'll just watch Netflix once in a while. And I mean, seriously, I barely even watch a full movie. I'm busy working and everything like that. When I do have downtime, like I'll probably go out with friends or go for a walk or things like that. I'm very rarely in front of it. This interviewing, this is the most in front of screen time that I usually do at once. So
that's not a bad thing. I mean, like you said, it's a lot of poison and a lot of just negative shit that you just really don't need in your life. I mean, it's always good to, and that's the other thing about these podcasts is generally, I get a lot of what's going on in the world from these podcasts. Yeah, it's bits and pieces, but it's usually spun in a funny manner, so it's not like dance and it's just like fucking 15 minutes of negative, just fucking vomit. Like it's not really. I don't know, man. I used to watch it every day because I wanted to know what was going on with the world, so I was fucking in tune with the world. I have no idea why I did, but I always watched the news. It was just what I did. And a year ago I cut it out, and I will never watch the news again. And the thing is too, you also got to think like Now, how much of this shit is just what the fuck they want you to think, and they want, you know what I mean?
It's a lot of propaganda, and
so,
it's a lot of just filler for airtime. Yeah, like I know, working at the other radio station, we, would kind of learn more information about like the news a little bit here and there and things like that, and how to fill up airtime and stuff like that. And it's interesting. It's interesting to see, whatever. So now that I have that history and I've learned a little bit more of the inside stuff, I can look on to like when there was news about like New York, they're saying, okay, well, it's supposed to be super crowded, and these are the footage of what's happening. The footage was like from Italy of months and months ago or whatever it was like that. Like, okay, so it's like you want to make sure that, and I'm not telling everybody things are a lie or this or that, but what you need to do is you need to get information yourself.
Yeah, be skeptical for sure. Like,
you can't rely. You can't rely on what somebody says completely until you know a reliable source and be like, oh, okay, these are the facts and whatever. Like,
well, you also got to think all these motherfuckers are pushing an agenda, right?
Yeah.
So you got to choose and pick and choose what's their motive, what agenda they pushing. But I mean, like that, then you get into this whole fucking go down this rabbit hole of like conspiracy, and like it's for me, it's just a fucking. I don't even want to.
Time, and it's just like, you know what? Just total waste of time. Get the facts, be done with it, whatever, like that. Yeah. So let's get some music going.
Yo, and for sure, don't get
we've been on for an hour, and it's like
that's how it is, man.
I feel like I'm at a concert, and I'm like waiting for like, come on.
Okay.
The openers are done. Let's go. Headline.
I appreciate you having me, man.
I know, it's been forever, and I'm just like, we gotta do this.
Word. How's the mic?
It's so funny. You're like, oh, the 28th of July, and I'm like,
yeah. Ooh. I thought it was the 28th of July, and then you're like, yeah, whatever, 3 more days. I'm like, so it's the fucking July already? What the fuck? That summer was away.
I was like, yeah, so are you, you still down?
I'm pumped that you reached out to me because I was thinking it was July. It actually worked out better because I don't know where I'm going to be in July. I might be back in North working. Yo, let's get this shit working.
Stupid. Yay. Oh. And those of you that are watching and tuning in, thank you, by the way, for staying here, hanging out. If you have any comments,
Yo. Hey yo, smash your back, yo, the killer never let. The realest in the building that you feel but never get. I feel as though I'm feeling as a killer. I feel them, syllable of less. My bad. The song's a little bit more appropriate for today's sake. Hey, yo, I hit them like a crash test on the track press. Trying to make the cash stretch longer than giraffe neck. Same old scenario, rhyming at my stereo. Another brother died now, I'm crying at his burial. Painting hopeful themes, we're painting broken dreams. Anti-social rapping vocals smoking on our trees. Had it with these average rappers blowing up the scene. Mad at that, mad enough to slap them off that seat. Tangle with the best MC, smoking with the punchline. Hang against the best of me. Soldier on the front line, set the pace. Let the bass like a fun rhyme with these fucking rappers in the shape. Crunch time on the war, so I'm strapped like a snapback. Instead of moving with no carry like a backpack. Carnivore, start to war like the match pack. Hardcore, party roar, never get this man back. Lost in the abyss, a poverty abyss. Conscious in the mist, the apocalypse of it. Handless he and melt your tears, washing off your sins, replacing them with Satan's gift, toxins every sniff, and poison every drink, avoiding how we think, lost inside, lost the eye, choices that we sink, and devil's blood, that beloved border is insane, with our design, drawn the line so close to the brink, that there ain't no turning back, we paint the perfect past, society relies on people's pain and all the sex, sadness, teen tragedy, invaded the whole map, hopelessness, opiates, and babies born on crack, parents fucking vanish, starvation and vanish, billionaires chilling chairs, hard to understand it. Babies having babies, and a daddy launch to manage every 20 miles ahead of fathers walking on the planet. Earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, and deadly fires, poison in our water, a government that lies. Need to get a grip on this and someone get the flyers. But how the fuck am I supposed to try to stay inspired? I'm trying to know the answer, yo, I ain't going back. Nights I spent on biking it, hiding from my past. I wanna think more positive, but honestly, I can't. When cops kill off our citizens just because they're black, even if they're innocent, but targets on their back. Get off on technicalities and probably keep the badge. World is full of evil, yo. That's why I gotta get. Look at me about to blow my fucking ass right off the mat. Hey. Hey. Yeah, Mr. Wilson. Yeah, what up, bro?
That's the one you sent me. I loved it. It's good.
Yes, sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's live. You're supposed to have technical difficulties.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
This is how we get through things, and we live in
life. I haven't performed in probably 6 months, so.
Right. Yay!
Good.
I'm bringing performances to you.
Yes, thank you. Maybe we can bust another one after.
Bust a move. Anytime. You can do it right now if you want.
All right. What else we got?
Yeah. If you guys have questions, comments, answers.
Yeah. Hit me up with some questions. Let's do that first.
I don't know. Well, just look for things while everyone's thinking of things.
Word.
Oh, my man. Michael.
Can't believe it.
Mikael.
Hey, my man. Yo, that's my boy right there.
I can't say that. Yummy Night was in here. I don't know if he's still in here. Yummy Night. Yummy Night, are you still in here? He was. You know Yummy Night, don't you?
I don't know.
Imad Ali. Maybe. You guys are wicked to do a collaboration with.
Which what?
I said you and Yummy Night would be a wicked collaboration.
Okay. What's his rap name?
Yummy Night.
Okay, I don't think I heard his music.
I'm going to tag him in the comments and bring him back in here. Okay, your wife's in here. What did she say?
What up?
I'm here now. I was in the store a minute ago. What?
She missed me. Fuck up kid game.
Did you get me anything? No. Hey, you get on him and tell him to send that hoodie.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna redeem myself.
I'm glad he's back. That's so good.
Yeah.
I know all about you. Well, I mean, I know the things about you.
Hey yo, snap, show back, yo, they kill, he never left. The realest in the feeling that you feel but never get. I feel as though I kill him in a syllable of less. So realize that you're dealing with the villain in the flesh. I'm a birdie with the birds, murder in the verse, burning up the herb till they heard him in the hearse. Perking like the herbalist, you heard him on the earth. Move back to the casket, you buried in the dirt. Kick game like Ronaldo with a god flow. Hot like a summer in the mid of poncho. Kick game like Tom Poe when I'm on yo. Put a slash in your throat, take up in a Bronco. Sharp like a swordfish, tight like a corset. Fight like a war vet, dirty like a porn set. Hot like the flames when the fuck
and torched it. I was rocking the stage when you wasn't born yet. Yeah, wisdom, bitch, I'm dangerous. Quicker than the train to this. Smashing through your roster, rapper softer than the place for this. Told you that it's fatal, bitch. Those who had awaited this. Game is looking dirty, here to clean it like a made for this. Power like a lion, this Daniel in the lion's den. Rappers in the game today, softer than vagina lips. Show you what you violence is. Show you what the violence is. Tossing you the shark bait. I am the Messiah, bitch. Coming from a dark place, lower than the casket. Radiant bastards, those who never had shit. Mastering my craft with the plan to make it classic. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good, your wife is so good. She's like, I'll stay on top of the hoodie for you. Yes.
Hey, that's what's up, bro.
Freestyle's 100% legit.
Yeah, that shit was dope, man. Man,
Awesome.
I had some of the fucking dopest times with those dudes. They put on, yeah, it was wild, man. It was like my first introduction to, like, to fucking battle rap. And I mean, and
Yeah.
some battle rap you see today, like on the KOTD stuff, which, don't get me wrong, I fucking super love and appreciate that whole form of art and how and what it's done for hip hop and how far it's come. It's gigantic. It was just a different lane, right? Like,
Yeah.
back then it was just like, you know, two artists with a mic and a beat in the background, and that was it, right? So no writtens, no fuck all. So yeah, that was the kind of battle rap scene I grew up in. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a wild, surreal experience. Some of those battles. So.
Cool. Your wife is like her cousin is here, Teresa Dorks.
Okay, what's up, Teresa?
Welcome to the show. What up, fam? What's up?
Yeah,
all right. Oh, so your whole family now. Who else can we get in here?
Yeah. So yeah, what else do you want to talk about?
Man. Okay. Well, let's talk about touring.
Okay.
Okay. When was your last tour?
Oh. Wah, wah, wah.
Who was it?
It's been a while. See, I've never really technically per se been on a tour. Like, it's usually just I'll do a couple dates that are like a few days apart on legs of tours. But yeah, I've never actually done a full tour before ever. So hey, what up, sis? So yeah, that'll be on the bucket list for 2021 for sure. I want to headline my own tour. That would be unreal. So
where would you tour?
Honestly, probably my first tour would be BC. Like, I'd be like Vernon, Kelowna, Kamloops, because those three cities alone, like, yeah, I get, especially Kamloops and Vernon, like, I get so much love every time I'm out there, man. And for years, like since way back. So it'd be like Vernon, Kelowna, Kamloops, and then maybe like 4 or 5 other cities. And then I want to do like an Alberta leg too, like Edmonton, Calgary. You know what I mean? Hot, that kind of shit. So, but yeah, that's definitely something I want to work on and be a part of. I mean, I think that's my next move.
Yeah. Michael, if you weren't here earlier, you would have known some information. But
yeah, I was actually supposed to open for Ritz on May 11th, bro. It didn't end up working out. And yeah, man, I'd love to collaborate with Ritz, but yeah, bro. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you a little secret, actually. Since we're talking, he just said, "Look, get in with Stomp Down Killers." So, about 2000 end of 2019, Snack. I saw something posted about him starting a new roster for Stealth Bomb. Now, me and Snack is another guy I've never actually even met, but we've collaborated. He's on my latest album.
Yeah.
And I put a proposal together. Sorry, the mic's distorting. I put a proposal together for Stealth Bomb and sent it out to them at the beginning of 2000. I never ended up getting a reply. And I seen their new lineup. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe they already had kind of a lineup in store, because a lot of those dudes are older members of Stomp Down Killers who've been around a long time, like Young Sin and Junk and those dudes, D-Rack obviously. So yeah, I never got a reply from them, and I was a little disappointed for sure. But at the same time, I really want to push my brand as an independent artist before I really look at doing anything else. I think that's the biggest thing I should be doing. So I think it's the most important thing I should be doing at this stage of my career. So
Yes.
so yeah, that's the story behind that. I tried, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those dudes are dope, man. And like, I have nothing but love and respect for Snack, for the whole Stealth Bomb team, and for all the SDK members. Like, those guys they're all crushing it. They're all they've all got a good fan base, and they're doing their thing in their lane. So I got nothing but love and respect for them, and I wish Stealth Bomb nothing but success in the future. And I see, like, their lineup is killer. Like, they've got they just dropped it I think a week ago. So there's gonna be a lot of good music coming out of that camp. You can guarantee that.
Yeah. So Michael's asking if there's no more collabs with Soul members.
No, I did one collab with Mad Child, and yeah, that was it. So
what was that experience like? Seriously.
Me, I've opened for Soul a few times. I've opened for Mad a few times. So I got to know him a little bit over the years. It's been a long time since we've connected. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have mixed emotions and mixed feelings about him as a person, and ultimately, I'm not one of those people who jumps on fucking bandwagons and just like, oh yeah, they did this. Like, and the guy's always been good to me and treated me with respect, and he's put out some fucking great music over the years. That's undeniable. So people can say what they want. He, like it or not, is a Canadian staple. So yeah, he's in LA now, crushing it. I mean, I got nothing but love for him as well. So, and wish him nothing but success.
Yeah. Why are we going to get that back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why we're getting feedback.
It might be the mic. Is it my mic? Want me to throw my headphones on?
Turn it off, yeah.
Should I throw my headphones on?
No, we can just turn it off.
Turn what off?
Turn your mic off.
Turn my mic? Turn this mic off?
Yeah. Because your laptop's going to pick it up. Okay.
How about now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let me just try one more thing. Okay, how are we doing now?
Great. Can you hear me still good?
Perfect. Yeah. So what I did was I turned my mic off as well just to test it, and so it's just on your end just to make sure. Yeah. So I wanted to go on this note. Matt Child is doing good in LA. Sean was saying that he knows him personally.
Yeah.
For like 10 years or something like that. From a previous interview that I did, he had popped that in there. So it's interesting to know that what the collaborations are, like, well, not the collaborations, the connections of who kind of knows who. It's interesting to see. So it's cool. Yeah. But I guess, like, going back to doing collaborations, and I guess if there's always somebody that you want to work with, it's like putting in like a resume, where you want to work with somebody and then they, like you said, they didn't reply back to you.
Who would I work with if I?
Who did you say they didn't get back to you? Who was that again?
That's Stealth Bomb Records.
Okay.
Yeah, I put in.
Did you actually like try asking them again, or was it just a one time?
I sent in I believe 10-page proposal, like super legit. My wife actually helped me with it. Well, I'm not even gonna say help. She put it together with all of because she's very business savvy. And like this is like, it was a super well done up proposal. I believe like a 10-page proposal,
Yeah.
pictures and all my attributes and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then I reached back to them about a month later, just with the follow up email, and I never heard anything from anyone. So
How long ago was that?
well, it was the beginning because I mean I saw Ripper put something up. I believe I don't remember. It was the beginning of 2020 or 2020. Said yeah, new roster coming in 2020, and
Yeah.
and so I sent the proposal, right, because I saw Smack put that up. And I mean when we worked together, like on that track, like I never got to speak with him personally, but like my dude who set it up, when we sent him the track, Snack got back to him and was like, "Man, that shit was fire. You guys killed it." So I thought maybe he's fucking with my music. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a way in, right? Again, it's like I just saw myself like really gelling with that team. They've you know they've all got their own. They all bring something unique to the table. They also have that I guess I want to say like grimy element that is absolutely something that is a staple to my style. So I just felt like it was a good fit. But again, like at the end of the day, uh, things happen for reasons.
Yeah.
And I just look at it like, okay, so for me, I'm gonna ramp up my independent brand, and I'm gonna push my brand, and I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna do what I can to create the biggest platform that I can as an independent artist. So that's what I've been working on ever since. I mean, shit happens. It is what it is. I don't obviously ever gonna like we're all gonna fucking fail in this life, man. And if you don't get used to fucking failure, I don't know what to tell you, but
failure is here to help us grow.
Yeah, that's it, right?
It is. It's true. But the thing is, like, you've had this time to be able to grow yourself, grow your brand, grow your music.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, like, it's like when you're at a job and you throw in your resume, but it's like one of those jobs that you just love and you're just like, I want to go there and I want to do it. So if you resend it, they may see that consistency and the persistency of it and be like, maybe we should consider him.
Ultimately, like I said, I sent a follow up, and the follow up I think was that me showing
you can be like, hey, it's been so long, and I was doing an interview the other night with Cari, and we brought this up, and I thought, maybe we should try it again.
So. Well, at the end of the day, I look at it like this. They didn't get back to me for a reason. Whether they were too busy, whether they weren't fucking with my shit, whatever it may be. They didn't get back to me after 2 emails. I'm not gonna be that guy fucking. And now I see that they've also got a staple of artists which they're moving forward with. So I look at that as okay, my opportunity passed. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Again, like we're all gonna fucking fail, and we're all gonna miss sometimes. But at the end of the day, that's just what makes us stronger, and it's what you do with that loss. It's what you do with, you know what I mean. It's okay. What can I do for next time? And again,
I'll say it too. Like even since before I kind of started doing all this stuff, I actually even when I began in January and stuff like that, I was applying to like a few different radio stations as well, just to be able to get more, experience and things like that. Because, when I was at the other radio station last year, I loved it so much. And I was like, I want to be able to grow. I want to be able to learn. I want to be able to, just be doing the stuff that I absolutely love. And so I just, like I would look on Indeed and all these other, job places, and I was like, oh, okay, here's another one, and I just throw in my application, and I didn't hear back or things like that. And even like some of my friends with their connections into radio station things like that too. Like, oh, there's Cari and she's doing this and she loves radio and she worked at that other radio station and maybe consider her. And I never heard back too. So I know it's like one of those things that, it happens, which is fine because then it leads you to, okay, well, I wasn't like doing as much stuff as I'm doing now. So now it's like, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to focus on doing my own thing, getting everything here, and then it's just grown and grown and grown. Yeah, so it's like, okay.
That's only. I think it's failure is a big part of life, and ultimately, like, if you don't experience enough failure, and you don't know how to handle failure, I think that you're in for a world of disappointment, because that's what life is about. It's about trying and failing and trying and failing and trying and failing over and over and over until eventually you get it right. So for me, I looked at myself. Like, I didn't look at them like, oh, what are they fucking with me? I'm dope and shit. Like, I'm a humble dude. I don't fucking think that way, right? When it comes to fucking my craft and what I do, and when I get on a stage and when I fucking do my thing, that humbleness goes away, because I'm somewhat flexing. Yes, okay, that's part of my confidence. That's where my confidence shines. But as a person, I like to be a humble dude. So I looked at it like, okay, what am I not doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I do better that? And I looked at it like this. I looked at it, maybe it's my resume. Maybe it's my timelines. Maybe it's like, okay, this dude put out a fucking mixtape in 2012. He put out a mixtape in 2013. And then he put out his first official album in 2018.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know that I was battling an opiate addiction for 5 fucking years and didn't know. But I mean, hey, we all have our life things. But I mean, when you look at that on paper, it's like, how committed is this dude? He waited fucking 5 years to put on an album. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? So, I got to look at that shit. I got to look at myself and just be like more. I just like I said, with this COVID shit, I've been able to be like fucking nonstop in here writing, and so that when I do go back to work, I'll be so ahead that I'll be able to constantly give people content, and I think that's just what it's about, is being present and having having consistent content all the time. So like, that's what I learned. I learned something from every failure, and that one, it stung a bit. Like, I was disappointed, because I always have felt like that was a place where I would really gel with a lot of those MCs. Like, I met D-Rec last year when I opened for Junk in Kamloops, and like, I don't know, man. It just felt he was DJing my set. It just felt right, man. Like, you know what I mean? D-Rec, he got signed with Stealth Bomb too. So I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me or whatever. But like, yeah. Again, with everything you go through, you gotta sometimes just look at yourself and be like, what can I change to better myself, so that when opportunities arise, I can look myself in the mirror and be like, I fucking truly have given it all I got, and I have established this fucking resume that's impeccable, and that's what I need to obviously work on more. Like, I've been doing it a long time.
Like, you yourself can go back and be like, I accomplished this, even through my toughest, hardest times, my deepest, darkest times in my life, and I just kept pushing forward and forward and forward. Your wife is like, at least you're honest about your past and draw inspiration from your struggles, right? You inspire so many people. Just being real is rare in this world. It is so true.
No, I don't give a fuck. Like, the thing is, I've never given a fuck. Yeah, okay. I know when some people say this shit, they don't really mean it, and to a certain degree, I don't either, because we all have the need to be. We all want to be liked. We all want to feel accepted. We all want, you know what I mean? So there's a part of that. Everybody has that. But I've always leaned more towards the side of, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I don't give a fuck about what you think I've you know, about my past, about any of that shit, because I've always been like a shithead. Like when I was in school, I was the guy whose parents didn't want him to hang out with me because I was in and out of jail, and I was like doing all sorts of fucked up weird shit, and like I was a bad kid, man. Like I think I'm just being honest. Like I was in and out of jail for 4 years when I was 13 until I was 17.
Wow.
So like, most normal kids at that age were not fucking doing that shit. Like so, you know, I was always kind of the outcast that like was labeled and looked at as a fucked up individual, and so it kind of thickened my skin where I just built up this attitude like I fucking don't give a shit what any of you fucking assholes think. Like fuck you, I'm gonna do me. But meanwhile, when I was younger,
they don't know, they've never been in your shoes. It's like
it. And
you
I
can
did
just do all you want, but you don't know. It's the same. Everybody has that. It's like you can look at someone, people can look at me, and they can look at my pictures and think one thing, and it's like, no, you don't know who I am. You don't know, you don't know a thing about me. And it's like, you know, if you want to get to know me, fine, you can get to know me, but I only trust certain people. So it's like,
so it's small.
Exactly. And that's like, exactly. It's like, what? I'm okay with that. And, you know, whatever. And then, you know, when you go through certain situations in your life, who your true friends are, who the ones are going to
you find out real quick. You find out real fucking quick, man. I'll tell you right now, you find out real quick who your real friends are, man. And I'll tell you, I didn't have a motherfucking soul around me when I was going through my shit. Like my wife, obviously, my family, but as far as friends go, like I can name one dude who I know, and he was going through. I'm sorry, my bro, but he was going through some of the same shit I was. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have fucking made it because I had no one to talk to. I had nobody who knew what the fuck I was going through. I was like on methadone and like, you know, I was a zombie. I didn't know. I was trying to stay off of that shit, trying to get clean. So yo, shout out to Oakley Jones, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, man. You know what it is. So yo, if it wasn't for Oak, I wouldn't have had anybody to just, because sometimes you just need that person to vent to and be like, and I mean, venting is one thing.
Yeah.
If you can vent to somebody, but if they don't know where you're coming from, it's tough, right? It's not really tough because like you sound like you're bitching and they're just like, oh my god, I'm fucking tired.
It is very true. Yeah.
When you talk to somebody who like knows exactly how you're feeling, exactly what you're going through, exactly what the next steps are gonna be like, and how to push forward, like that's something rare. And you know, and I paid dues forward where like, and that's when you find out who your true friends are, right?
Yeah. So, 100,000%. It's true.
You know?
And that's the thing, like, and you know too, like who your friends are when they actually listen to what you have to say. You can say to them, doesn't matter, and then they can be like, hey, if you want my advice, I'll give it to you. If you don't want my advice, I'll back up and I'll let you handle it yourself. Whereas the fake ones are like, well, either they don't give a shit. They're like, I don't care, you're on your own. Or they're like, okay, well, thank you for talking to me, but I you know, I don't know what else to do for you.
Wow.
They don't want to help you correct that situation. Or they don't want to, you know, be like, okay, well, maybe I can help you, you know, talk to somebody or this or that or whatever, right? So you know that those ones that are like true, firm, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna be here for you. They're like, okay, I will try everything in my power to be able to help you in any direction that you want. Things like that. They, you know, your true intentions. They're like, great, this is awesome. And that's what everyone needs. Everyone needs to like have that kind of an outlet for sure. So
yeah, man, like now it's like you have no idea because of my music. Like I was in the paper in Kelowna a few times for talking about the opiate crisis in some of my music. So, and at the time, the opiate crisis was such a fucking giant catastrophe in the Okanagan. They posted an article in Kelowna Now and in the Vernon paper about it. So, you know, I kind of became somewhat, I'm not going to say an advocate, but like I know I have a lot of people who over the last bunch of years who fucking call me or message me or like are like telling me like, yo, I'm going through this, like, and I will take the time out to be like, okay, so what's going on? What are you gonna do? Like, what's your moves? You know what I mean? Like, and try genuinely to fucking help them out the best I can. So I think that's important because people need that, and I needed that, and not enough people get it.
Yeah.
Mad Child relapsed. I quit back swore they were talking shit about him at meetings rather than helping him through it. Yeah, again, bro, like yeah, it's a tough.
Even to like our days now of COVID, and it's like so many people are confused, so many people are just like lost and whatever like that. It's like some people are just like, oh well, you'll be okay, but are you?
Fuck no, you're far from okay, man. I'm telling you, like you need fucking help, and if you, like the thing is, like if you have nobody at all, you're not gonna want to fucking do shit for yourself. If you have absolutely nobody to count on, absolutely nobody who believes in you, like, it's pretty hard to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have a solid foundation of four people who give a fuck, because I think that's a huge part of getting through that shit is knowing that you have people in your corner. I mean, I'm not saying it's like that has to be the case, but it sure helps when you have the right people motivating you and not necessarily telling you what to do or this or that, but just being there genuinely for your best interest in mind. Because
or constructive criticism.
Well,
one of my best friends is like that. She's like,
yeah.
But yeah, I've got a best friend who's like, she was watching a lot of my lives when I first started, and she's like, okay, care, you know, you should try and do this and try and do that, and I'd be like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, well, it's hard. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Some shit you just gotta roll off the shoulder, and other shit, it's because you gotta look at it like this. You gotta look at it like, okay, so it depends where it comes from. It depends on how the context it's put in. Like, are you coming from a place of genuinely caring about my success and seeing me create the best show I can, or are you coming from a place of like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, some people have ulterior motives, and they just, and it's hard. You gotta make sure you differentiate like those.
It's sad to see the sabotage side of people.
That's what I'm saying, right? So you gotta be careful with that, with who you take advice from. I actually had to deal with this just the other day. A homeboy of mine said something about my live feed, and now this is a friend of mine for 20 years. You know, he said, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to put him on blast. But
no, you can just say whatever without.
Long story short, I was a little bit pissed off at first because of the way he went about it. Like, he went on my live, or my, like, right in the open for everyone to see, and said some stuff. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, okay. At first I was mad. I'm like, yo, this is a dude I've known 20 years. Why don't you just fucking text or message me, and we could, you know, say this, and I'll be like, okay, bro. But when you do it on blast like that, it's like, okay, so now what are we trying to do here? So first I was mad. Then second thought was, okay, you know what? Maybe this is a good thing, because now more people can chime in that see this, and if they feel that way, I can correct it. So I told him straight up, and I said, you know what, bro? At first I was pissed off. I was mad. I was like, yo, why the fuck didn't you just message me? Because, like, you put it out there. And then I'm like, but then I sat and thought on it and realized, you know, for one, he came from a place of love and wanting to see me succeed. I know that because I've known him for 20 years, and he's never done anything but be a good fucking friend to me. So I know for a fact the only reason he did it was to help me, right? So, but my first initial reaction was like, I was angry. I mean, that's, and then again, thinking about it, I'm like, okay, well, this could be a positive, because now people can chime in, I can get other people's feedback, and if that is necessary, if that is the case, I can make steps to fix it. So, you know, that's just kind of touching on what you were saying. Yeah, it's tough you got to be able to gauge.
But love is good. And that's also one other thing too, is that I think it just comes with age. But Steve Watts, sorry, I chimed in on that too.
Man, I'm glad you did, bro. Like,
yeah, we get older, and people kind of give us some feedback and things like that. And you can kind of tell, like I said, their intentions of like, okay, are they here to shit on my parade, or are they actually going to be like helping me, whatever. So when they do that, like you said, you're mad at first, but it's the way you react to that makes or breaks who you are. So take something like you think, and that's another thing too with texting and with comments and things like that, is that you don't know the tone. You don't know what they mean. So it's like, okay, that's why when I do my interviews like this, I put the description in of the bio and everything like that of who they are, blah, 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 blah. But I always like to hear it from the artist because they tell it differently. This is who I am. They show their passion, and it's like, great, I love this. Instead of just, oh, here's a piece of paper, this is who I am. No, yeah, okay, your resume, fine. But you know what? Who's your personality? Who are you really? Because you don't get that just by reading a piece of paper.
No. Absolutely not. No. But like you said, it's with texting and messaging and shit, it's very tough to tell what people's tones are like, unless there's like a thank you or a please, or like if it's just a you could take that however you want, man. Those people could be yelling at you if you want them to be yelling at you. Yeah. It's all about how you fucking look at it, right? And for me,
it's just like this. It's like, okay, well, when we're reading this, when my child relapsed, I quit backstar. You could be like, when my child relapsed, you don't know. Okay, so we just kind of read it in a monotone, blah, 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 blah. This is what he's saying. But, Sean could be like, he could be like, this is a deep thing. And be like, like he's really hurt at the fact that they weren't actually helping him. And it's like, I feel this way about it. And to me, it's really hurtful. He could actually kind of be in tears right now saying this. And we don't know. So by all means, and that's one thing I love about being able to do lives and being able to see people perform and things like that is so important, because now, even when you do your little performances, where are you going? When you're performing here for us, we can watch you and see who you are and learn more about you than just listening to your music on Spotify.
Yeah, no, and I think that's important. It's that's why I like to do more of this day and age, because it's again, you get to meet somebody through, or get an idea as who somebody is through their music, but until you sit down and have a conversation, you get to see a different side of everyone, I think, and I think that's very important, because what's the word I'm looking for? It just makes it more intimate. Like, it's an intimate thing, right? Where you're like, you really get to see like who the person is, as opposed to the music.
Absolutely. And that's one thing I love to do with my interviews, is get to know people. That's actually kind of like who I am. I'm a very personable person, and when I'm interested in getting to know someone, I want to know them personally. And that's kind of what I've been doing with all my artists is, I'll add them on Facebook, or they add me, or whatever. And I kind of like to chit chat a little bit, get to know them on a little bit of a deeper level, because when it comes to interview times, then it's like, okay, I understand them a bit more. And then to me, it's like I can bring out a little bit more of them to be able to give to the public and be like, this is actually who they are. And with that information, that's why I'll ask, okay, well, if you want to share something, you can share it. If you don't want to share it, you don't have to share it. So it's a thing with everyone, right? So, but I think it's important. Like, everybody that I have, on my Instagram or on my Facebook, things like that, it's been a little bit more difficult lately because I have more people being added. But, over the years and stuff like that, I've really trying to get to know the actual person, not just the singer, the artist, whatever, or whoever they are, but it's like, okay, I want to get to know you because I can collaborate with you, I can work with you, or you could be my best friend. Who knows? You don't know the situation, or eventually you're going through similar situations. You want to be able to connect and help them out. So that's, I don't know. I've always had a passion to kind of like do that sort of thing where, I mean, it's not just a thing that I do. It's just who I am. And
That's what makes you good at it, right? Like, because that passion comes out. It's not just like there's nothing fake about it.
Yeah.
It comes from a deeper place than just
Yeah.
talking to people. Because and like you said too, like you get to know people, and now you can connect people. Like say, for instance, you meet somebody who's going through this, and then you meet somebody else who's going through something similar. You can maybe connect the dots and be like, okay, well, I know this fucking dude who's got a lot of knowledge in this. Maybe you should talk to him because I think he might have you some really good advice to give you. I don't,
Yeah.
we all don't know everything. There's always, people who know more about certain elements of life than others, and we all walk our own paths and journeys. So, yeah, it's great what you're doing. Though. I love it. I love that I love how engaged you are. I love that you're super passionate about it. So
Yeah, I do. I love it. I absolutely just like yeah, because like like I said, I was at the other radio station, and then just things just didn't kind of. I wasn't able to kind of like give my ideas necessarily and kind of grow and expand as much as I wanted to. So yeah, so I was like kind of like left, but there was other circumstances too. However, the thing is that the main purpose that I learned with it was that this is something that I love to do, and it pushed me to doing what I'm doing now. So, Sean, your wife was just saying, you can be proud that you spoke up and tried to help out during the meeting. He's like, at the meeting, if there's a way to help, and they just
See, that's a fucking problem, man. Like, look, I don't want to touch too much on this stuff because I just don't know the
ins and outs of it, which is fine.
I don't. But I will say this: if somebody's coming out and saying they have a fucking problem, especially one of that magnitude, the very fucking last thing you should be doing is ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because clearly you don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, is like sometimes when you talk about something, like, for example, let's say drugs. I'm not very knowledgeable about everything. I've been learning kind of over the years about things because I hear stories or know people that may have been through certain circumstances. That's what I'm getting at. So the thing is, like, I can't be like, oh, okay, well, you had no opioid problem, so this is what you should do. No, I would be like, okay, well, maybe talk to somebody, a healthcare professional, or maybe one of my other friends who maybe had that, and just kind of go that route instead of like, this is what you should do, because I don't know. So instead of being like totally ignoring you, I would just come out and say, well, I don't personally know how to handle the situation. However, I can help you this way or whatever, instead of just like
completely missing it though is like a fucking
yeah. So, but a lot of people don't think like me, or they don't think like you.
No, they don't.
And whatever.
Don't you think about the bottom dollar? You think about themselves. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck most people think, and frankly, I try not to even fucking tap into that. But.
Good on you, Sean. Good on you. That's it too. When you know someone's going through a certain circumstance, again, me and my words today. Well, this is why I don't rap.
You know, so.
But the thing is, like, when you can stop and talk to someone, like, literally, this whole interview hasn't even really been about music too much. Like, I just look back, but we're talking about like these circumstances that have come across our lives and when things happen, and it's just to be able to sit here and talk about it and be like, okay, this is how you can deal with it. This is what the world needs, things like that. Which, if one person sits and talks with you and be like, okay, this is the information, how to handle it, what to do, I don't mind doing that, because that one person that stopped to actually talk to you could be someone that changes your life completely. I've heard stories of where, one person was talking to another person and they're like, legit, they were going to kill themselves that day or something if they had not talked to one other person, whatever. I've heard stories like that, and I'm just like,
me too. Oh.
And it's just like, it's incredible what one person can actually have and impact on that other person. And I find music is the same way. I find when you're vulnerable and you take your experiences from your past and you sing about it, rap about it, talk about it, however which form you're doing it, and someone hears that just in passing somehow, whether it's they're scrolling on Instagram, they're like, oh, whatever, they hear a little bit, they're like, oh, interesting. And this guy went through that. He went through homelessness. He went through a drug addiction. And yeah, here he is today. And one thing I do commend you on is we're in this group chat not a lot of people know about. And it's to promote our music, to promote our links and whatever like that. And I see you in there consistently posting and throwing it in. This is the latest thing. This is the latest thing. And it's like,
I think it's important. I mean,
great.
Again, I try to be, if I'm not putting out content, then I've got to be networking something. You know what I mean? I've got to have a presence one way or another, I feel. So if I'm not putting out content, then I'm fucking pushing merch, or I'm doing lives, I'm doing interviews, I'm doing something, right? I've got to be on the move, and I've got to steadily be giving people content so that I'm just not like before. Like I realized like years ago I would put out a video or something, and then I just wouldn't, like I said, like that's like the reclusive part of me comes out, and like I'll put out a video and then I'll just won't go on fucking any of my socials for 6 months, and it's you think anyone's gonna give a fucking shit when I put out my next video? No one's. They're like, oh yeah, this guy, like like. So I think it's important to constantly connect with the people who support you, because it just builds more of a core foundation for your brand. So that's why I've been doing that. Like I put a post up at least every other day, no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether it's music, whether it's merch, whether it's whatever it may be, whether it's a fucking photo shoot, whatever it may be. I think.
I was talking to a newer artist. His name is Riley Feist. I did an interview with him at Princess Island Park on Thursday, and he just, he's pretty new to the game, and he's like, the biggest struggle he has is Instagram. And I said, you know what? I said, use your socials as a way for your fans to get to know you. I said, you need to be giving them the story of who you are. And I said, you can give them as much as you want to. I said, but this is how they're going to grow and get to learn about who you are as an artist and what your music is about. And through posting, even though if you're doing it once a day or once every other day, but as long as you're consistent, I said, they're going to learn and grow with you as an artist. I know there's a few of my favorite bands that I have on Instagram, and I've seen them from like the very beginning. And then all of a sudden, like they're going to shows and they're going bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, this is amazing. And you're so proud of them. And you're like,
you get to see the progress, and you get to take the fucking journey, right? That's what it's about. You get to take the journey. And like I might not have the hugest fan base, but the fans that I do have are core fans, man, and they have taken the journey with me from the beginning, and will continue. And as my fan base continues to grow, I've seen it grow, over the years, substantially. Obviously, I'm not where I want to be at, but what are you gonna do? Like, it's kind of like money. It's never enough. Like, probably if I had 100,000 followers, I'd probably be like, fuck, I don't have 1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, whatever. It is what it is, man. Like I have a decent enough fan base where I can and that's the thing. I will never fucking sell out and push numbers, like I'm talking about, like bought up my Instagram or
and stuff like that. That's so
it's
all bots anyway.
I'm not fucking with that shit ever. I will never ever do that. And as a result, I have a decent following of core fucking people who truly give a fuck about what I'm doing and they fucking crave my next projects, and they're there on my lives. They're, you know, they're buying the merch. They're, you know, they want to go to the shows, like all that shit. So yeah, it's like for me, if I got a core fan base that's fucking hella solid, and like that means the world to me. And I
It's
mean,
so true. It is. It's so true. I just love that. And there's one thing that I've kind of experienced over the past little bit is I've actually had people message me that I've been with I've been on Instagram since 2017. And so I've had a few messages over the past month of saying, you know, how they've seen me grow from the very beginning to where I am now. And it's just like, it's super cool that they're watching and they commend you and you're like, okay, this is cool. And it pushes you to just grow much more and stuff like that. So,
totally. And like I don't, maybe you can answer this one. Like, do you feel, I know I feel, this is how I feel anyway, like I get those messages like a lot, like what you're talking about. I get it all the time. And to me, it's, I always feel like, almost like, really? Like, I don't really think I'm doing I don't really think I'm doing enough. I don't know, maybe that's just my competitive drive nature, and I don't know. I always end up feeling that way. Don't get me wrong, like I'm so appreciative. I like when people come up to me at shows and shit. Yeah, like now I'm a lot better with it, but I used to get very, very humbled, like to the point where I would get awkward. And that's like I'm the least awkward human being. Like if you have an interaction with me, it's not awkward at all. Like I'm a fucking loud-spoken alpha male, and that's awkward is what I'm not. But when people come up to me and are like complimenting me, like going in on compliments, I used to like get really, really awkward and really like I almost want to be like, cool man, and fucking water to the other. Like I've got better with it now, but yeah, it's humbling, right? And I just again, I just sometimes I don't know. I struggle with it. I've got better, but yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. I know, like, so yeah, just today, like I said, one of my friends, he reached out to me, and it was just the coolest thing. And I've had him for a couple of years, and he's just like, hey, he's like, shit, you're doing good. Watching you grow in the past year and a bit is so amazing. Keep up the good work. You should be proud of yourself.
That's awesome.
I was like, when just somebody from the past, over the past couple of years, you know, like I said, out of the blue.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if I reach that one person and they're actually seeing that you're growing, you're like, okay, so it's like, what can I do to make it bigger or better? Or okay, yeah, just keep going and just grow. And it's just like, you know, it's cool. It's good that people recognize it. And I'm not saying like I'm bragging or this or that, but it's just it's good to see the progress, that you're making progress.
Absolutely, and the fact
what you want. Yeah,
that's, and like you said, it gives you that push, it gives you that motivation to be like, you know, it doesn't mean you're bragging or whatever, but at times, sometimes you need your ego stroked a bit to at least know that you're on the right path. You're moving in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like
artists need that all the time.
Right? That's right. So, and when I hear it every time, like I always, every fan that messages me, I always write them back. I always say thank you. Like I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me to have your support. Like I always reach out.
You can ask them too. Like, what would you like to see? Is there something I can do to, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's good hearing those kinds of perspectives, because like sometimes I don't always. I just say I do my thing, say thank you, and I'm not saying, oh, thank you, fuck, see you later. Like I truly appreciate it. I really did. People took time out of their day to message me and say, like, I've got all sorts of messages from like, you know, like your music, like I was having a rough time and I listened to a certain song and like it got me out of that place because I knew I didn't feel alone, or like I've got tons of those kinds of messages, and like every time it humbles me, and I always write them back, and
Yeah.
tell them, like, you know, I'll even give them advice, because sometimes they'll share like a part of their story, like, you know, I'm an addict, or whatever it may be. I'll try to give them encouraging words, you know, and to me, that's I'm doing my job. If I've touched, like you just said, you touch one person, I've done my job. If one person can listen to me and you know, I can relate to them, I feel like I'm doing my job. So
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is too is like I try and give the underdog a chance as well. This is why I'm underground, is to be able to give those smaller artists a bigger chance to be like, hey, I want to know more about your music. And you know, it's amazing that some of these artists that I've never even heard of have incredible songs. And I'm like, holy,
yeah, for sure.
you've been keeping these on the down low, and it's like amazing. So that's one thing I like about what I'm doing too, is like I have this incredible outlet to be able to help so many people in many different ways. And it's like, that's why, like, at first I was going to just kind of be like Alberta based almost in a way. And then I had more interviews, and then I had like, I interviewed one, because of course my friends on Instagram, they're all over the world, but I have a lot of them in the States. And one of them, of course, was an artist. And so I interviewed him. And then his like music producer came on in the comments, and he's like, oh, I want to interview. I was like, oh, okay, sure, why not? And then I found out that he raps, and then it snowballed. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And the thing is, though, now that I've done interviews down in the States or whatever, I'm like, you know what? Do you want to collaborate with somebody that's here in Canada? Because it makes it wider, and it's like, why not?
For sure, for sure. Yeah,
Like,
making connections. That's huge. It's
yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
Because then, like, our artists can go down there and perform, or they can come up here and perform, whatever.
yeah.
Like, why
Yeah.
not? Everyone.
Literally, then like really helping people and their careers, because like if you make those connects, who knows what opportunities may present themselves from those connections.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be like, oh hey dude, I'm coming on tour, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to be putting out another I Am Canada mixtape compilation this year. Yo, Sean, hit me up and I'll hit you up with the track, my man. You know
Yeah. That's so cool. I can't believe we're at 2 hours. This is hilarious. But I wanted to like
Oh, it's
get
dope.
my time in with you, because
Yeah, I'm glad. I could talk for forever. I mean, obviously, I don't want to take up too much of your night either. Whenever you want to cut it, I'm good. Want to keep talking?
well, I don't know. Did you want to do another song for us?
Sure, let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do another song and then we'll wrap up, I think.
Yeah.
Because I've been looking forward to this for a really long time, and I'm just like, you know, I know we have so much to talk about because it's been so long.
Yeah. No, I hear you, and I appreciate it. So
yeah, that's the thing. I like to make sure that I give back to what the artist wants and things like that. But not only are we're friends on Facebook and stuff too, and we've gotten to know each other over the past as well a little bit. So it's
yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Find something that would be amazing.
All right.
And then you guys make sure you go follow him if you're not already.
My fucking plugs, man. Hit me up on YouTube. Hey, did you throw up the? Sorry.
I put it all in the description of the interview.
Yeah, hit my plugs, peeps.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, especially my YouTube. I'm trying to climb up, trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal right now.
If I remember, I'll go on and I'll subscribe.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. I'm doing a merch draws for. I just did one at 500 subscribers. As soon as I hit 750, I'm doing another merch draw for $50. $50 worth of merch for once I hit 750. So I'm taking the names of everybody who subscribes to me. If they reach out to me and tell me, hey, yo, I subscribed to your page, here's my name. So I'm putting them on a list, and I've been doing that. So, you know, trying to give back to those who support me. So.
Do I get extra merch if I do that?
Yeah, hit me up. I hope that you fucking subscribe. Yeah.
I will.
Where are we going?
Stalking you. Yes, stalk him.
Sorry. Oh.
On the mic, on the band, to recite with the passion, my life on the band, for the fight in the hand. Speak from the pain and the slight that I had, get the heat from the flames from the strike in the match. I'm a bit used in a pool of shit stew. Fist full of kids wanna sniff the shit, but when you miss up wisdom, they just don't get you. But they ain't gotta do what the kid done been who don't test me. Tempt me, my tank been empty in an MC that I met yet who gets me from right down the road on the stolen 10 speed. The flying in the shoulder in the dope is fancy. I keep rhyming dirty till I'm retired the jersey. Flow so cold, niggas -30. He the rapper, bastard that slice the turkey is that white savage. Simon Gertie, yo, you fucking with the shark, they don't crush you with his jaws. Hit him with another one to buck him like a horse. I'm a man you shouldn't test. Aggressive with the bars, motherfucker, real sucker, so it's best you never start in the mall with the mask, armed with the strap. Am I going mad? These are thoughts that I have. This is all that I am. This all that I have. Only pause for a blast in the palm full of ass. Then I hit the shit with go. Damn, busy use of phone. Pretty with the flow. Riveted on the microphone. Straight with the lines like the middle of the road. Amazing your minds like as if you didn't know. Got that boom bap sound. Yeah, the true rap style. Here to break it down for these new rap clowns. Wanna be in your trap house. Empty in their mad cow. I won't ever back down. Nah. Don't know why it is you hate, but I know me, and what I don't give a fuck. I don't know why it is you hate, but I know me, and what I don't give a fuck. It's the wisdom in the flesh, when the wicked west, within a rep shit, vision be considered with the best. Bigger than I'm next, let's put them to the test shit. Name another rapper that you think you couldn't catch. You know, chasing with harpoons, they bigger than cartoons. Either way, kicking like the kicking with cartoon. Cartoon rappers with my bars, they all lose. Wisdom bitch, I'm about to blow up like a fucking balloon. Never give a fuck what you said about me, punk. Yo, I'm better than the better than they never giving up. I had of all these veterans left in me my dust. I ain't ripping it on the microphone to get a bigger buzz. Yo, I'm Tyson with the mic, they just biting what you write. Lightning when it's striking, I'm a Viking in the night. The psycho homicidal, then the brighter than the lights. To my rivals, it's survival, then the fighting for my life. I'm the rapper that you wanna be, can't handle this ferocity. Smoking competition like a fucking marijuana tree. Popping like a bottle beat, hotter than the silency. When I had no pot to listen, well then ain't nobody bothered me. Made it out the bottom with the snakes and the piranhas. People the dopest in the game. Say this shit with modesty, never gonna change, dog, and ain't nobody stopping me. You only knew my pain, you would stay the fuck up off of me. Scarred through the flesh, call the cause in the bed. I'm not raw fucking artist, you are the respect. Top dog at his best, drop jaws when I flex. Put it on for my dogs, north to the west. When I gripping like sensei, some crazy legitimate grass. Twisted like brain braids and crazy like Mike Jack. Just like that, Mr. Wisdom came right back. Don't really give a fuck what you thinking about that. I don't know what it is you hate, but I know me, and what I don't give a fuck. I don't know what it is you hate, but I know me, and what I don't give a fuck. Not at all, man. Hey.
It be like that.
So, yeah,
Hey,
thanks for having me on.
totally.
Sorry for the slip ups, everybody. It's been a minute since I performed, so
I love it.
I'm a little rusty.
Well, you're allowed to be rusty.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm only human.
Right.
But yo, thanks for everybody for tuning in. And
Everyone's fine for like 2 hours. Y'all are
yeah,
incredible.
anybody who's my fan, make sure you go follow Cari, man. She a real she
Yeah.
puts a lot of people
Underground Radio C here on Facebook, and then underground underscore radio underscore
on Instagram. So
on
if
the Instagram.
you're a fan of mine, make sure you
If you can't find me, just stalk Jules, and then you'll find me.
Fuck a motherfucker. Don't be weird though.
Suck it. I'm also on the Twitter.
Oh, you're on the Twitter? Oh,
The
that Twitter.
The
You're
Twitter.
on Twitter? What's your Twitter? I didn't know you were on the Twitter.
Underground Radio C. It's
Oh, is it? Okay.
under GRND Radio C.
Because I think I put a plug in there and then
Are you like the tweet
pop
too?
up. But
Tweet? Okay.
I'll make sure I plug you after this.
If you're on there, sure. That's
Yeah,
cool.
let's get it in, man.
I don't use it a lot, but I'm trying to like. I get into modes where I use it, and then I don't use it. I'm like, oh, I need
No. You should stay like the amount of content that you put out. There's no reason that you shouldn't be taking clips from everything and putting and releasing constant content. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like you just like an artist have to be doing that shit because that gets your name out there. It keeps your fans fucking like you. I know. I see you, man. You're working. You are working. You're out there. You're working. I see you every week. I'm like, look at this chick. She's fucking.
Should she do anything else ever?
Yeah. So, no, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's important that I know it's hard. It's a lot of fucking work, especially if you're doing a lot of interviews and stuff. Doing all this shit, it's hard, man. Like I just did today before the live. I did like a video, or I took the shot that you made.
Yeah.
And I put a song behind it, and I put it on TikTok and shit. And like that took me fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Half an hour.
The thing, like if I just focus on that little bit of time, then I can do it or whatever like that. But I just actually what I really need to do is just kind of make it a habit, and then it will be good. So now like my habits are like I know when I want to post things and get them up and things like that. But see, like tonight, because it's already like here in Calgary, it's 9:15. I would ideally like I'll do like the clip of this and post it up. But the thing is like not many people are going to be on Instagram right now because by the time I get the clip done, it's going to be like 10 or even closer to 11. So it's like I'll save it and then I'll post it up in the morning and whatever like that because my content for tomorrow is ideally this will be the clip for tomorrow and then I have another interview that I want to be posting up as well for Monday. So those are my two things for tomorrow is I always make sure that whatever I have for the evening before gets on the morning feed because my morning followers are bigger than more or less kind of in the middle of the day and things like that. So I kind of know when to kind of do that. But yeah, so I think when I'm doing like my morning stuff or whatever, but I also want to promote the interviews too. So I'll have to figure out what I want to do with the whole Twitter thing. But
it's tough, man. But yeah, you should just make like like you said, like just have a like I know for me like there's things I do in steps routine, and then if you just make the clip thing a part of your regular routine, it's like okay, I do this now, I do this now, and then it'll just become part of your fucking process, right? Just like anything, and just become like clockwork, right? So. But yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, because even with this StreamYard, I think I can plug into my LinkedIn as well. Okay. So I'm going to start doing that because my LinkedIn, I've been kind of neglecting that in a little bit of way. I think it's just because I've been trying to grow my content and my feed with the two biggest ones, which is always Facebook.
Yeah, and I mean LinkedIn. I don't know LinkedIn. LinkedIn's dope for the people that are on there. Like there's
hard for the professional side of things
Yeah, it is. It's a tough.
Because I have artists that come on and they swear and stuff like that. It's like, well, I don't know, but I get do clips too. I don't know. I
don't know who those motherfuckers are that keep doing that shit, but
yeah,
can't be having them on the show.
yeah.
But yo,
No, I'm trying.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good look though. But maybe yeah, I'll hook you up. I'll hook you on hook up with you on LinkedIn. Yeah. But
I don't I've kind of found out in life, and it's like probably for you too, how the journey is that one step, and I kind of get pushed towards whatever I need to be doing next. So it's like, okay, well, like you said, okay, well, maybe for Twitter I should be doing more of this. Yeah, you're right. So now I'll sit back and I'll really think about, okay, what can I do, or what is the best way? Twitter has insights too, I think, right?
yeah, well, yeah, I think I've never used them, so I can't actually comment.
The thing is, I only have like 44 followers on there.
Yeah, I know. Twitter's a tough one.
It's going to take time, which is okay. I mean, I'm down with that. So
yeah, I've had Twitter for, I think, I don't know, almost 10 years, and I've got like just under 1,000 fucking followers now. So
yeah.
Twitter's a tough one.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's still really good, and I think the way I think to go about that would be put a clip up of your interview. Just my suggestion.
Yeah, like I could do like what I did with you, post up your actual time and everything like that, tag you, and then put later on in the day the clip of the interview. It's simple.
Or you could have like the clip on Twitter and then have the link of where you want your listeners to go. Like what platform is most important for you to be getting like. And for me, I would say for you, that should be YouTube, because YouTube is in general, like if you're gonna level up and continue to keep doing these things, well, you're gonna want to monetize your page, and the only way to monetize your page is to get more subscribers. So
well, that's the thing. I have a YouTube, but I haven't even started doing that. What I've actually been doing is I've been getting my web page up.
Oh yes, so I have to do that too.
That's the next thing I've actually been doing. I just have a couple more little things on it, and then it's going to be up and running. When it gets up and running, and this will be publicized, is I've been doing all my interviews and everything for free, and also because of COVID and everything like that, because I haven't been able to go on location and do things like that. But now on my Facebook page, I actually have all of the prices of what I'm going to be doing, but it won't be in effect until my webpage gets officially put up.
Fair. So
and that's why I'm trying to get in as many artists as I can now before I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry, but now the interviews are going to be $20.
That's just like anybody, right? It's like if I started off as a rapper and I'm fucking Joe Blow from fucking Canada, and I live in fucking wherever, in some shitty little town, and I fucking put out 2 songs. Well, I can't charge anybody for a feature.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then as you grow and as you find, well, shit. Now Joe Blow and from fucking Buttfuck BC is popping. So now you start charging people for features, right? So I mean, that's the way you just got to build it up. But I mean, I think again, Cari, I'm not in any way trying to tell you how to run your business.
I take in everybody's opinions and everybody's,
I just think that YouTube.
And then I'm like, okay, I'll sit and I think on it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I just think YouTube's very important. I think that's an important platform to.
I've thought about it a lot.
It's really important, I think, for you to, especially with the podcast, because that's where the majority of those end up, is either on Castbox or on. Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
A lot of them will be like on Castbox and on YouTube, but YouTube itself, like if you continue to grow your fan base, and then you get your page eventually monetized, you're gonna start those views are gonna generate into money. I mean, it's not gonna be a whole lot, but if you start really, like, if you ramp up in the next 3 years and you're getting fucking 500,000, a million views. Like, who the fuck knows? Like, that's money in the bank. So,
Well, you do know that I do my segment on Tuesday nights, Connected with Cari, and I do that through Just TV, Just FM.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, I do a special segment through a Lethbridge radio station.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the last one I did it was to talk about the fundraiser that's coming up for Canada Day. So I had all my guests. I had the rescue, the ladies on, who are also my friends. And let me just find the message here from the radio station. Exactly what we did. You know.
So where is that released?
Pardon?
Where is it released? Do you release it on your page?
So what we do is it's the same situation as what we are doing now. It's like they use Rendezvous, and so I can be in my studio, and my guests can be like, say you're at your house or whatever, and then we just feed it through the radio station. So with them, it's they've got Just TV through YouTube, Just FM through their Facebook page, and then they have their web page, Just FM, as well. So that's how it goes. So when we did ours, so this is what it was. So this was last Tuesday, okay? So we had 68,501 through the radio listening.
Wow.
28,691 through YouTube. And then we had 2,600 on Facebook.
That's almost 100K.
That was just for one segment for an hour. Yeah, and I've only been doing this segment for just over a month.
That's fucking rad. See, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, you need to do that. Like,
so what I'm thinking of, yeah, absolutely doing is I can take all my video clips and upload them onto YouTube.
Yeah. So
content, because my content goes back all the way to March.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's why, like, so now what I do, like, this whole purpose of the Connected with Cari is I'm still taking artists and things like that, but I'm actually taking like the higher names up that are well known. And then I'm also doing like I had Chaz Smith of the YYCB, The Change, talk about the homelessness and COVID and how it's affecting everyone. I did this rescue. I did one with Mark Sutherland. I don't know who you know, if you know who he is. He's a chuck wagon driver.
Okay.
Very famous. His dad was a super famous chuck wagon driver, and his dad retired a couple of years ago. But yeah, because Calgary Stampede can't happen this year, I wanted everyone to know how they're affected by this, because they're a family. They live on a farm here close to Calgary, and their whole livelihood is on rodeo circuits, excuse me, and training, well, not training horses, but yeah, a lot of people train their horses to get ready for Stampede and the rodeos and things like that. But when you do the Stampede, you get a monetized winning and earning there. And that money goes back into their horses, their family, their farm, and making a livelihood. And when you're just coming in to watch the Stampede, you think of the rides, you think of the rodeo, you think of the chuck wagon races, you think of like the big concerts that happen, but you don't see the behind the scenes stuff, right? It's like you artists going in and recording and writing down all the lyrics and everything that goes into it. People don't see that. So that's part of what I'm doing, is giving the inside scoop of things, of who they are, what they're doing, and okay, well, how is this affecting them in different ways? So it's just kind of like it's a level up from what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
So the first interview I did, I had Mateo versus, and we had over 60,000 views that first time.
Yeah, that's dope. That's big numbers.
Yeah. So I definitely want to, I could probably just start putting out content pretty soon. But like I said, I kind of wanted to get like the web page and site just done. And then be able to post that, because you need people to go other places too. It's not just, oh, this is my YouTube channel, but who are you as well? What are you doing? And
Yeah, but it's not super necessary at the same time, right?
Yeah, but it's more of like kind of like it's like you're gonna have links of like where to get your merch and your
Right.
CDs and
Right.
things like that and your Spotify and whatever, right? You're gonna have those things for people to go to, and I need that too. I can't just be like, oh, I'm Cari and
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, like the website's it's a big thing. Like I'm gonna hopefully have mine up this month. That's the goal. July, I should have my website up. Yeah,
those are,
I
but
haven't.
yeah. So I thank you as well for your input and
Yeah, no, for sure. I just want to see you succeed and do
yeah.
well for yourself. So
Well, I do. I want to have you back, and I want
yeah,
to
yeah, let's do it up. Like yeah, we'll touch base in a few months, and like I've got a lot on the go, and I want to be able to come back and give you guys, give you and everybody else a lowdown of what I've been working on and seeing the fruits of my labor uh,
yeah,
come to fruition. So I'm very excited to say the
yeah.
least. So
Oakley's like you got to show off the new merch. Stand
yo,
up for everybody.
yo, I brought you up earlier, my man. I don't know if you caught it, but I thank you, my brother. I love you, bro. I got the merch right here, man. You know this.
That's right.
Straight out of.
That's like when you're there from day one, it's important, and that's super cool. So those of you guys are fans. And,
Earlier, he was my guy when I was going through what I was going through. So I'm glad you popped in, man.
oh
So
yeah, he's been here. He's been here.
you been there? Okay, my man. I love you, bro. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll touch base over the next little while, and yeah, I'd love to come back and again, yeah, give you guys updates of what I've done and bring you guys some new music,
Yeah,
and yeah, just like that, because I think again, I've got my greatest work on my table, just waiting. So
absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys go make sure you follow him, Mr. Wisdom, on all the socials.
go follow her too. So how do we sign out of here once I'm out of here, boys?
I just remove you.
Okay.
I have
You just gonna cut me off.
a cut you off.
Okay, okay. Okay, well, you take care of yourself and stay in touch, okay?
Goodbye to all your peoples, and then I close
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Everybody, thank you guys for everything. Thanks for rocking with me from the beginning. Some of y'all have been there to see this journey through with me, and I hope we continue to climb this fucking mountain and just see things progress. I'm excited to give you guys my best content and my greatest bodies of work yet. So stay tuned. My fucking story is just beginning. So I love y'all.
Yeah,
Cari, thank you. Much love, and we will talk again very soon.
absolutely. Have a great night. I'm so thankful we got to do this finally.
Yes, so am I.
I appreciate your time and 2 hours and a half of it.
I appreciate you. Hey, it felt like 10 minutes.
I know it
Right?
does. I love it. So keep strong and shout out to your wife for being like your number one supporter. She's amazing. And
Yes.
her time away from you this evening, I appreciate that. Tell her, I don't know if she's still in here, but Andrea, thank you for lending me your husband. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate your time. You make sure you guys give each other some love and
Oh, for sure.
and just being, you know,
100%.
so cool.
And I'm going to change that banner next time we get in here. It's going to be
Oh
changed.
yeah, I'm just so tempted for you to.
No, I got you. And I'll send you all your hoodie.
You might just send me a picture on Facebook.
Well, all right.
Okay, awesome. Have a great night.
You too.
Okay, bye. Okay, perfect. Amazing. I love interviews like this. That they're so cool, and just to be able to talk to people I haven't been seeing in so long, and just see them grow over the time. Really, Joel and I, yeah, we've been friends probably for a good, I don't know, like maybe 6, 7 months or something on Facebook. But it's so cool to see his journey and him growing. And we've kind of been growing at the same time, which is so cool. And then, yeah, we're like, oh, I want to do an interview. And then he's like, I don't have this time. And then I'm like, okay, well, then we'll do this or whatever. So it's just like, finally, to be able to have him in here, it's just like, oh, thank goodness. So it's like super cool to be able to spend that time with them. So, oh, thanks, Andrea. You're amazing too. So, but yeah, like if you guys want to interview, if you're an artist, I mean, just hit me up. I don't mind talking to you and seeing what we can do for you, whatever, and connections as well. If you want to collaborate with any of the artists you have seen through my whole time, like seriously, go stalk my Instagram and just go look at all of them, and you can just be like, hey, Kara, you know, if I can work with them or whatever. I'll be like, okay, I can connect with you, or you can even just say, hey, I was talking to Carrie and I want to collaborate with you, things like that. So that's super cool. But yeah, just reach out. I have no problems with that. If you just, I always kind of like, I don't really say it all the time, but sometimes people need someone to talk to. If they're going through certain circumstances and they're having a hard time with things, I don't mind being an ear sometimes. If there's a way that I can kind of help you out or connect you with someone that might be, you know, through a similar situation, you know, I will try my hardest to be able to help people that. You know, I don't mind doing that to the best of my ability. I don't have all the superpowers in the world, of course. This is like my biggest thing is interviews and things like that.